Hello, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, let's go. Sound a little quiet. I'm gonna turn up the gain slightly. I have to wait for. So hopefully this sounds good and I'm not peeking out all the time. What's up, Ella? Do I know you, Ella? Sup? Hope you had good time scrolling Instagram. Yeah, okay. Well, y'all, hopefully we get some good debates here. I don't have anything yet for y'all, but we will hopefully get some people in here soon. We've had some changes about. So recently, the main thing that people are mad about, the main thing that people are talking about is ICE. Abolish ICE. And honestly, I'm just about there. I think ICE is a terrible institution. I think if we actually take a look at what they do, they're hurting Americans, right? They're violating the Constitution. They're doing these Fourth Amendment violations, these Fifth Amendment violations, and 14th Amendment violations. They're making arrests, warrantless arrests of immigrants without probable cause. Which, if you know anything about law, you need probable cause to arrest somebody. They are doing warrantless arrests of people like Muhammad Khalil, people like Mesa Ozturk, people who are literally for Muhammad Khalil. He was broken into his house while he still had was his full permanent resident status, right? Out of warrant, grabbed, and taken to the detention center, wholly and entirely illegal. The Trump administration claims to care about the law. It claims to care about enforcing said law. Please, whatever. It claims to care about enforcing said law, but it never does. Yeah, ISIS peak. Not true. Not true. And this is the thing. This is the thing with Meg. I'll be talking to these people. I'm like, oh, and I just realized I need to make a comment and then pin it. Give me a second, guys. Like this is the thing. You'll talk to Mega. You'll talk to them. Give me a second, guys. Um, oh, I did not want y'all to hear that. I talk to these people. I'm like, you guys want to enforce the law? And I'm like, sure, right, I do. I'm an American. I don't want none of the illegals in my country. It's like, okay, how do you feel about Donald Trump like violating the due process rights of immigrants and violating their Fourth Amendment rights? Immigrants don't have rights, bro. What are you talking about? They came in here illegally in the first place. What does it matter enforcing the law to get them out of here? They don't care about the law. A lot of them are just xenophobic and they don't like brown people. Sorry, that's the reality. Why do you think everybody was so focused on the Somalians committing fraud, even though it was literally 92 people out of a community of literally 200,000? That's 0.03% of an entire population. And people are trying to say, oh, it's all these Somalians doing fraud. No, it's 0.03% of the population. Because they're racist. Or, sorry, I'll be clear. They're xenophobic. You can't mix up my words. Some of them are racist. Gotta be consistent here. I just realized I did not paste the Discord invite. Does my Discord invite even work? Wait, has my Discord been fucked the entire time? Am I going insane? No. No. Play a free fire game? What does that even mean? Sorry, let me go to this. I think I've messed up. I think that my like even on my link tree, I'm guessing the Discord link has expired. I don't know though. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the comments. So guys, if you want to debate, here's a Discord. I'm gonna make a message of that. If you want, here I'll say, call in. I need to make explanation point. Call in here. And let me just pin that message. So we got that pinned message there. So if you want to call in, there's the link. I'm gonna go update my link tree real quick, y'all. You know, it's funny how I type in link tree. Why does this keep saying blink tree? And it doesn't go to my own website. It's really funny how that works. Anyways, Trump sucks. He's destroying our country. If you want to debate me, click on the pinned comment. It has a link to the Discord and join, and you can call in. That is how that works, y'all. That is how that works. And I will present define xenophobia, bro. Xenophobia is prejudice. Oh, here, sorry. If racism, right? And this is super simple. If racism is prejudice towards someone based on skin color, then xenophobia is prejudice towards someone based on them being a foreign national to your country. Xenophobia. The prejudice towards somebody because of them being foreign. That is xenophobia. Oh, Democrats can't define xenophobia. And there you go. We love Trump. 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 Nice productive comment. Good job, bro. Trump 2028. That's actually illegal. For a party that likes considers themselves to be the party of law and to be enforcing the law at the border that Biden failed, enforcing the law on the books, you guys really seem to like when Donald Trump does unconstitutional things, huh? Interesting. You said it. I said what? What did I say? Is my Discord link not working? Okay, that should be good. That should be good. Sorry, Al. You said we love Trump. I was reading the comments. Yeah, I was. And I was like pointing out the fact that the person wasn't adding anything to country. Entering the U.S. illegally is illegal. No shit, dude. Entering the U.S. is illegal. Sorry, entering the U.S. illegally is illegal. No shit. My point is that what MAGA will do is say entering the U.S. that we are the party of laws. We want to get illegal immigrants out of here because we want to enforce the rule of law. And at the same time, we'll go and say dumb shit like Trump 2028 when it's quite literally against the Constitution, the supreme law of the land, right? It's against the Constitution to run for more than 2 terms. Or sorry, to be in office for more than 2 terms. How old are you? Old enough? The fuck you're the fuck are you, okay? I don't know why that like matters. If you're wondering, I'm 18 years old. Hope you don't get too triggered by that. Said hi. What is up? I should probably check. Once again, if you want to debate, if you want to call in, click on the pinned comment, go to the Discord. Nasty bad mouth. That's so rude. Have some decency. Why are you asking how old I am? What? How does that matter to this conversation? How does it matter to anything we're just discussing live? I really don't care. Trump, America, American flags. What a productive. Hey guys, I think that Donald Trump is bad because he's ICE right now is using due process, is violating due process and violating Fourth Amendment rights, and they're doing this by doing warrantless arrests of immigrants with only reasonable suspicion instead of probable cause, and it's explicitly laid out by the Supreme Court that to do arrests you need probable cause by a police officer, and this is a policy enforced by the Trump administration, by the DHS, and by people like Greg Bavino who oversaw ICE operations in Los Angeles and Minnesota. So yeah, that's why I think Donald Trump is bad. Trump, what are you talking about? Trump's the best. 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 Like zero engagement. Zero engagement. ICE is acting lawless as hell, like Trump has been. I agree. Let's give it up. That's a base comment. Let's like the live, guys. Well, if you're a kid, people won't interact with you. I'm not a kid. I'm 18. You have to be 18 to even like. Do you actually wait? Did it be 18 to go live on YouTube? I know I have to be 18 to go live on TikTok because I had to submit my ID. I'm pretty sure I had to submit my ID to go live on YouTube. I might be wrong. Release Trump. Why did Trump suck? Trump sucks because he's corrupt, right? This is the person who claimed that he's going to drain the swamp, but he's doing very corrupt actions with like in New York with Eric Adams, where he's literally coercing the mayor of New York, using the DOJ to do immigration favors. He's doing lawfare, even though that's the thing he complained Democrats were doing to him during Biden's term, going after James Comey and Letitia James. I think he's incompetent, right? I don't. I think he does. He just does things and doesn't know what he's doing. I think we can see that from incidents in like involving the California wildfires, where he was releasing water from dams that's used for farmers during the summer, when the fire was 90. I think it was like 95% contained. You could bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You could present someone with solid evidence. You can't change their opinion and due to prove such belief systems. True. True. To be dumb in 18. What do I say that's dumb? What do I say that's dumb? Would you like me? Name calling shows that you have nothing concrete to offer. I literally just gave you specific examples of why I think Donald Trump sucks. I said, hey, I think Donald Trump sucks because of corruption. I think Donald Trump sucks because he's incompetent. And then I went to specific examples of how he was corrupt. I was talking about the Eric Adams thing. If you would like me to go in more detail, I can with that. Or Donald Trump's DOJ, right? Somebody named it was I think it was Anthony Bovin, who was the acting AG at the time, sent a basically a memorandum or a letter to the Southern District of New York office telling them that they needed to dismiss Eric Adams' charges on the basis that these were impeding on Eric Adams' ability to enforce Trump immigration policy in New York. He is literally, instead of going after probably corrupt politicians, right? Because at the time, Eric Adams was being indicted on charges of taking bribes from Turkish officials. Like he's literally, instead of going after probably corrupt politicians, he's asking the DOJ to dismiss ongoing indictments on politicians because it's inconvenient to his own personal political agenda. Oh, you have nothing to say. You have nothing solid to stand on. Fuck you. I do. I just gave an example. Please repeat it. I'd love you to. Ignorant Indians who restore to ageism. True. Thank you. Bro, they're just imagine being cucked out by an 18-year-old on a TikTok on a sorry, YouTube live you scrolled in. How do you call in without Discord? You can't call in without Discord. You need Discord. I'm not there aren't phone numbers here. You can click the link, you can join the Discord, and then you can call in. There is no this isn't I get my I've seen the statistics. I know that my audience is 65 plus. I am a kind of sorry about that. We aren't doing actual call. I tell you what, in the next couple of streams, I will be getting an actual phone number, So the less astute, at least technology-wise, audience members can get their chance to speak their mind. I tried clicking the link. I disagree. It doesn't suck. The link should work. I'm looking. The link looks like the link's working. I disagree. It doesn't suck. I had to ask why. Don't give yourself so much credit. You're young and naive. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Okay. Are there people who are all people young and naive? Can I like? Is I just are there not smart young people out there who know stuff about certain subjects? You know what I'm saying? There's young chess prodigies who know way more about chess than most of us here. There's young people who are better at art, who are better at music than all of us who are currently in here, right? We wouldn't call them naive in that particular subject. So how is it impossible that a young person knows stuff about politics? You've been in this live 5 seconds and you're already assuming my level of knowledge on a subject. Maybe you should hear what I have to say. Using age to try and deflect is like using race. It's something I can't change. Maybe you should just listen to the arguments. This young person has so much critical thinking skills. Sorry, has more critical thinking skills than half of the freaks on here in the chat. True. Thank you. By the way, you're an idiot. Fuck guys. Fuck Trump. True. Like, I say this again. We MLK peacefully protested when Black Americans' rights were being violated. Right? He went out. He did that when people were being discriminated against merely on their skin color. And now that ICE is doing similar things where they're violating the constitutional, the natural, God-given, right, endowed by your creator rights to these immigrants and to American citizens by violating their 4th, 5th, and 14th Amendment rights, doing warrantless arrests without probable cause, doing warrantless arrests into the domiciles and homes of immigrants. I think it's okay not to violently, but to peacefully protest in, with civil disobedience, right? MLK did sit-ins, which were illegal at the time. Those were good. If we want to stand in the middle of a street without a protest permit, if we want to film ICE, right? That's fine. ICE. What is the majority race and gender of ICE? Did you not hear what I said? Thank you for keeping Discord alive and respectful. God bless you. Have a good night, Scratch. Thank you. I appreciate all the support, y'all. Who's paying to do this? How much do you get? BB sends me a check every month for about 2 million. Pretty nice. Yeah, it's someone else's fault. You didn't answer law. I did. I said BB sends me a check. So it's Netanyahu, BB Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu sends me a check each month for $2 million. I give you the answer. I hope people vote for Trump, right? That would be funny. True. Mike's drop. Having more immigrants isn't a problem if someone can pay the money to support them. Are you going to pay? Absolutely. Immigrants long term are fiscally beneficial to us, right? We can look at all the data. The House, no, it's not the House Budget Committee, sorry. The House research, I think it's, yeah, what is it called? Like, no, it's like the Congressional Research, whatever. Let me look it up. Congressional. Yeah, the Congressional Research Service, I think it's called. I keep forgetting it. It's a bipartisan congressional thing. Yeah, Congressional Research Service. You can go to their website. They post a bunch of great stuff on different things. They even said that on average, immigrants to the federal government are fiscally beneficial. Same with there's Lee Miller studies out there from the National Bureau of Economics. They've also come to the same conclusion. Over their lifetime, immigrants, both legal and illegal, are fiscally beneficial to the U.S. So I will gladly make a long-term investment knowing that I'll get my money's worth. And rewrite law? Why would I rewrite law? No, the Congressional Budget Office is different. Oh, your mic is off? Oh, I'm muted. You know what? I'll give Mike. I'll give you credit on that one. I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit. That was a funny one. Honestly, I don't hear. I'm gonna do this real quick. I don't really need this file because I put certain keybinds, and I just need to take the keybinds off. Let me find them. Okay, so now oh, it still does it, huh? That's really dumb. I know Chad is saying something really dumb right now, and I don't know what it is, and I really don't feel like reading it. Yay! Okay, so we shouldn't have the accidental mutes anymore. Are you 12? Shouldn't you be doing homework? No, I'm 18, bro. In college. First semester. And it's Friday, and I don't have any class on Friday. And it's my first week back, so I had only a couple assignments, and it is currently 8 at night, and I did them already. Because I'm responsible like that. You know? I'm just a well-rounded citizen. I'm Canadian who's lived all over the second biggest country, and I'm impressed the east to west politics are the same as America's super liberal on the coast and moderate in the west of center. True. That's just going to be generally true, right? The East Coast is more populated, has been or it's more populated because it was settled first. There's more infrastructure there. Whereas more infrastructure, there's more cities. People tend to be more liberal. The more west you go, the more sparse that infrastructure those cities get. Uh, the more conservative people become. People in cities are more liberal. And that is a fact, okay? And we here, we operate with facts, not feelings, as the favorite BB Shapiro would say. Oh, it actually tells you how many people click on your 12 clicks on my YouTube, 3 on my Patreon, 8 clicks on my TikTok, 13 on my Discord, 11 on my Instagram, 6 Facebook, 12 Twitter, 5 clicks on my Blue Sky. Interesting. Any mega here? There are mega here, and they're refusing to debate me. Really, libtard logic? What about Cali? Yeah, there's still infrastructure out west. I didn't say there, but Cali has more infrastructure than like a lot of other places. I was saying like if you look at the East Coast, there's more cities around the East Coast, and then like out west you got California, and you got like LA, and what San Francisco. But for the most part, the out west area is like there's more red than East Coast. On your Blue Sky, come on, twin. Dude, I've literally I grabbed the Blue Sky just to grab the username. I don't actually post on there. I also thought for a hot second everybody's gonna be switching to Blue Sky from Twitter. So, and by the way, it's Twitter. I refuse to call it X. That's my I'm boycotting the use X. Okay, that's my stand against Elon. Also, Canadian Trump is fine. If you're Canadian, get the fuck out of my chat. TDS since 2016. True. You have had TDS since 2016. You've had Trump dick sucking syndrome since 2016. You've been sucking his dick. I agree. Keep sucking, bro. Okay, because I'm sure Trump likes it. Okay, bye. Leave, please. I really don't remember asking you to be here. Oh, you know what? I just realized I deleted Discord retray. Let's see where my source is. Once again, if you want to call in, if you disagree, you need to click on the link that says call in here. It's pinned. It's a pinned comment. There's a link. Click that. It goes to Discord. You can call in and join my Discord. You can join a voice channel. And from that voice channel, I can move you in to my voice channel, and then you can debate. What's wrong with Canadians? I'm a Brit, by the way. The fact that I'm talking about American politics, and there's Canadians in here. That's what's wrong with them. Also, as a true American, I only care about America. Why is your voice so gay sounding? Low it? Dude, okay, look. If you want to fuck me, just, like I have, go on my link tree, okay? You can slide in my DMs. We can set something up, okay? I get there's a lot of people who are out after me. Is what it is, okay? I get it. I'm beautiful. I'm super handsome. I'm attractive. I'm super cool. I'm like that. Just slide a DM, bro. Okay? I'm open anytime. He said low. Oh, he said low T? Oh, is it? Oh, you mean low testosterone? Sorry. I've been I just got back from the 72-hour ball breaking shift at the factory. Unpaid. Lived hard. You have that high bitch case on voice. I want to hear, boy. My collar's blue, my neck is red. I've been working like a dog just to keep my family fed. Many YouTubers who hate Trump now go live and try to push a political agenda while having cognitive bias. What cognitive bias do I have? And yes, political streamers go and they push their agenda, and by agenda you mean what they believe in. That is true. Hey guys, did you know that the entire point of being a political YouTuber is pushing your beliefs? Who'd have thought? Wow. Mind blowing. I can't believe you're on here doing what you're on here to do. Can you believe this guy's on YouTube posting videos about the topics he's interested in? Wow. Guys, can you believe that the accountant is accounting? I'm 18 and I'm right. How does it feel? True. How does it feel to be 80 years old and be wrong? An 18-year-old to be right. You're annoying. A little bit. You're doing what Charlie Kirk did. Wonder if you will have the same results. Ooh, veiled death threats. You're gonna get a solid, let's say, 10 minutes for that one. No debate, just an agreement. Love your brother. Oh, love you, brother. I thought you said I have a brother who also goes live. Who's actually live right now. So I said you were in. Thank you though, Cliff. I appreciate it. Is that a threat? There. Yes, that is a threat, and I just got him banned. It's funny. I'm seeing a ton of slurs against the left wing slash liberals, which seems quite weird for the reasonable person. Wait, are people calling me slurs? I haven't seen in any like N words or anything. I do have a question about Charlie Kirk. Go ahead, fire it away, dude. I do post videos. I haven't posted one in a month though. I've been lacking. I've actually have multiple edited videos though. I think bipartisanship is kind of impossible. You have to hard buy into one party or suffer the wrath of both sides. Most of the audience captured portions of the people. Yeah. Like the reality for me is that the Democrats are just a better party, right? We didn't see the Democrats in anything like what Trump and the Republicans did in 2020, where Trump literally tried to coup the government when he lost the election. Democrats don't try to do that, and I'm saying that Democrats aren't perfect in any way. Democrats at least believe in the institutions that have built our current democracy in the country that we have. The ability to be able to vote these the three branches of government established by the founding fathers, right? Checks and balances on each of the three branches by the other branches. And Republicans don't. Republicans believe in throwing all that power into the executive. Trump is readily and continuously trying to consolidate power. I think that's like pretty obvious when we look at what he's doing currently with like Jerome Powell, where he's literally doing pressuring like investigations to try and get Jerome Powell to lower interest rates, completely, like literally gutting all independent agencies besides the Fed, and he tried to do it with the Fed by firing one of the governors on the board that oversees it. You're clueless. This kid is brainwashed. How am I brainwashed? What did I say that was wrong? Donald Trump has been Jerome Powell, who is the chair of the Fed, the Federal Bank of America, right? Hope we all understand that, right? The Fed, chair of the Fed, who oversees the committee which decides what the Fed does, right? Jerome Powell is being investigated by the Trump admin and accusations that he was doing some kind of fraud or embezzlement concerning the renovations of the Fed building, even though they're literally like they list out the reasons why that project went over budget and how it's not fraud. And the reason he's doing that is because Jerome Powell has been refusing to lower interest rates because understand they'll have negative consequences, especially when he's predicting some kind of future inflation caused by tariffs, which we did have happen because inflation rose to 3%, right? So I don't see like how any of that's wrong. Donald Trump is, and this is another example of corruption, which by the way, once again, this guy was supposed to drain the swamp, and now he's literally using his power as a president to try and get organization or agency under the government, which is ostensibly supposed to be independent from the presidency, to lower interest rates because he wants short-term economic GDP gain will probably be long-term inflation. Because what happens when you lower interest rates? When you lower interest rates, it makes it easier to lend. When it makes it easier to lend, that means banks are creating more bank deposits, which means that they're creating more money. When banks are creating more money, what does that do? Cause inflation. The more money, if the amount of money is going up and supply cannot keep up with the amount of money being made, what do you get? You get inflation. That's why that is bad. So not only is it bad economic policy, not only is it corrupt, he's also trying to consolidate more power. Not only was he predicting, he fucking predicted. He said that they were concerned about tariffs causing inflation. It went from 2.4% to 3%. And then they started doing quarter interest rate cuts. That happened. Want to contest what I just said? Powell is a Republican who was appointed by Trump in his first term, by the way, y'all. So Powell shit, your president did a bad job appointing the chair of the Fed. By the way, once again, if you just give your say, if you want to debate, if you think I'm wrong, go ahead, click the pinned comment, right? Go into the Discord server and go into the waiting room, and I'll drag you in. I'm in there right now, and we can debate. What was the interest rates during Biden? I can check for y'all. Yeah, let me look. Fed. I think it was like 9% at one point. Federal funds rate, effective rate. Let's see. Starting what? December, it was at 0.08. Got all the way up to 5% in 2024. 5.3%. God bless. Real GDP grew 4.3% annual rate, the best in 2 years, fueled by robust consumer spending. That's not true. Wasn't fueled by robust consumer spending. If you look at the GDP report from the uh, Bureau of Economic Research. The reason that consumer spending went up is because healthcare costs went up, so people are spending more on healthcare. So that's why consumer spending increased. Like I'll even look at G. Okay, GDP. Sorry, Bureau of Economic Analysis. I'll correct myself. BEA. Sorry, y'all. I get things wrong sometimes. Here. Real GDP create at an annual 4%, an upward revision from the previous estimate, primarily reflecting upward revision to exports. I want to be correct in what I'm saying. Compared to the second quarter deceleration, final sales of private domestic purchases. Let's see. One worse year. Theirs is about 5.85 under Biden. We're never correct. True. Yeah, actually, let me look at GDP. Was 4.3% the highest? I don't even think that's true. I'm pretty sure it's growing at a. Yeah, it was growing like in 20. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the Fred here. It was growing fat. It was growing like as fast, if not faster than that. In 2021, 2022. Our taxes don't even cover the interest on the national debt. Yes. Every American dollar spends debt. We print like 20 trillion a year and we burn money out of thin air. True. Another thing, Donald Trump promised to balance the budget. What happened with that? ICE blew through through its entire budget before any reconciliation bill could actually be passed to replenish it. And then the Republicans have been fueling more money into the military. We had the largest military budget ever again, and more money into DHS, even though they're supposed to be the party that of fiscal conservatives, right? They're supposed to be the fiscally responsible party. Donald Trump promised to balance the budget, but yet with the big beautiful bill, they're predicting increased deficits over the rest of his term. Hey, brother, I get your point, but you have lots of supporters here too. Goat currency system always ends. What? Our taxes don't even have. Why do people hate ICE? I just don't get that part. Well, yeah, the reason that, and I agree. Like a lot of people don't have good explanations for like what ICE is doing. Well, the point these super controversial, bad examples, and we'll explain like the wider systemic problem with ICE. So I'll like try and explain that better, right? So I think my main problem with ICE is that they're violating the rights of people, right? So that's going to be Fifth Amendment, Fourth Amendment, and 14th Amendment. So under the 14th Amendment, we have the due process clause, which people are all people are due their process under the law. Under the Fourth Amendment, it's the protections to unreasonable search and seizures. Search and seizure. And then, fuck, I can't be forgetting now. I can't be forgetting now. Okay. Sorry, protections against double jeopardy and self incrimination. Sorry, and the right to due process of law. Can't be forgetting now. ICE is doing their job. So, anyways, so basically, the due process clause when it comes to search and seizure basically means that you can't be seized, your persons can't be seized under the Fourth Amendment unless it's reasonable, right? So the way that the standards for that are something called probable cause, right? So a police officer needs probable cause to go and arrest you. Now the problem is, or at least ICE officers need to, right? Now the problem is that ICE is only doing arrests only in something called reasonable suspicion. So reasonable suspicion is a lesser form of probable cause, and you can use that to do stops, something called stops. They're usually called Terry stops because of a court case. I think it's like, I think it was Terry v. United States, right? Something called Terry stops, where they can stop and like question you, and they can use that at that point evidence they build from questioning you from a Terry stop to build probable cause. But what ICE is doing, and what Greg Bavino said, the person who oversaw ICE operations in Los Angeles and who oversaw ICE operations in Minnesota, and what the DHS said in their own press release, is that they're doing these arrests only on reasonable suspicion, which would be a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. Because remember, you have a right and a protection against unreasonable search to your persons. Unless there is reasonable articulate belief that you have committed a crime. Illegals do not have the same rights. Illegals have the right to the Fourth Amendment, dumbass. And by the way, this isn't just happening to illegals; it's happening to people here legally. Like the case, the class action lawsuit that has been filed against ICE right now is literally the main examples that they use in their complaint are literally people here on TPS in legal status. But yeah, illegals also have that right too, right? Because remember, like, illegals have rights. Not unless it's a legal port of entry. What do you? No, they don't necessarily do, right? The founding fathers believed in something called natural rights, right? What are natural rights? Natural rights are something that are endowed to you by your creator, right? That whether that's God, if you're more religious, or what they're that's literally just your mother, like because your mother created you, right? Something endowed to you by your creator, they're inherent to you. Notice the fact that natural rights are not something that is based on your citizenship or your legal status within the country. It's based by the fact that you fucking exist. So, the way that this works is that as long as you're within U.S. jurisdiction, a lot of the stuff under the Constitution, including the Fourth Amendment, applies to you. So illegals have a right to the Fourth Amendment. That's what our founding fathers believed. That's why immigrants, including illegals, have rights. I know they didn't teach you, like, this is literally Civics 101. Idiot. What did I say that's wrong there? Did the founding fathers not believe in natural rights? Did the founding fathers not believe in natural rights? Am I wrong? Idiot. No, sir. The founding fathers didn't believe in natural rights. Did they literally... Wait, I'm not going insane. They literally say rights endowed to you by your creator. That's literally in the Declaration of Independence. I'm not going insane. Sorry. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, not no, so not talking about citizens that are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. These among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. Yeah, so I don't even know what you're talking about. These rights are endowed to you by your creator. They're not something that are given to you by you being a citizen. They're something that you have by just naturally being here. That's what our founding fathers fucking believe. That's why the Constitution, that's why these rights the government is supposed to protect, as they say in the Declaration of Independence, apply to people who are here illegally because they're under U.S. jurisdiction, and it's not U.S. citizenship that determines if you have alienable rights. It's your existence. Creator equals mom. Yes. I literally said that's what the reason the founding fathers said creator is because Um, a lot of them were deists. A lot of them were really Latent thinkers who didn't who some of them weren't even Christian, and so some of them thought creator meant God, and some of them meant creator just meant literally by you being created, by you being born, which in your mom creates you. So yes, that's why they say creator. Lol, no due process. Incoming in, none going out. Lol. The Constitution is for people here who have not broken our laws. Brother, are you gonna address anything I just said? Are you like literally anything? Notice here. How about you guys come in to debate me? No, come in to debate me. Debate me right now. Debate me. Debate me right now. The Constitution is not broken out. Come on, go ahead. I'm drawing while listening at the same time and making my pen keep trying out, and therefore I'm sad. Get a new pen. Twin needs a new pen. You all should donate to me so I can buy twin new pens. Debating bro, or you're a chicken. True. Click the hey, it says the calling link's there. You can join the Discord. Come debate, y'all. I see Gappy. Gappy, you joined, dude. I don't know who you are. I see one person join the Discord. That's good. If once again, if you want to call in, I am checking the Discord, so I can see when people come in. How does that work? How does the whole world have rights given by American law to its citizens? So you're begging the question, right? It's not only given to citizens; it's given to people who are under the jurisdiction of the U.S. That's how it works. So if you are under the jurisdiction of the U.S. and Supreme Court determined this, which means that you're in the U.S. or you're in one of its territories, right? That means the U.S. Constitution applies to you, right? So it means that anybody, regardless of their status here, who is actually in the U.S., therefore under U.S. jurisdiction, has some amount of constitutional rights. Now, to be clear here, guys, illegal immigrants do not have the same constitutional rights as a citizen. That is true. They do still have some rights. For instance, the First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, due process. These are certain rights that immigrants, legal and illegal, do have. So if a Chinese army invaded, they wouldn't be under our jurisdiction. No, it literally says in the like, please, dude, please read. Not really here to debate. Please read the Constitution. If an invading army is not under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Now, if you're a captured prisoner, under jurisdiction, but yeah. Can you read? I don't expect non-Canadians to have the same rights under Canadian law. What? They don't have the same rights, but they have rights, like Fourth Amendment. I literally already said that. The specific rights I'm talking about, like unreasonable search and seizure and like doing warrantless arrests, are rights that immigrants have, legal and illegal. the reason that like immigrants have the rights to due process. Here, let's pretend that ICE suspects an American somebody who's actually an American citizen to be an illegal and deports them. And for some reason we go off of this loony conservative idea that these immigrants don't have due process. ICE would take this person, deport them out of the country, and nothing. Right now, and this person would never have any kind of chance to actually contest. Okay, am I actually a legal immigrant? Am I removable from the country? So we have something called due process, where legal immigrants get a chance to say, okay, or people we suspect to be illegal immigrants get a chance to say, I can't be removed due to the fact that I have like legal status here and I'm an asylum seeker, or I can't be removed because I'm actually a U.S. citizen and the ICE is majorly fucked up. That's why immigrants have like due process rights. Type immigrants have like these rights to unreasonable search and seizure. Because just on a pragmatic level, if we don't have these rights to people, then we can actually end up accidentally targeting American citizens. That's why it's important to like enforce these. And once again, immigrants don't have the same rights as U.S. citizens, but they do have rights. That's an ICE W. An ICE W would be to deport an American citizen. And they also have the right to put on some clothes before you put them out in 15 below weather. Just a bathroom and socks. I think the Asian guy was in. Yes. That Asian guy, they came to his house. They arrested him with only administrative warrant, which isn't actually a warrant. So they violated his right, his Fourth Amendment right. He was an immigrant. Sorry, he wasn't even it. Well, he was an immigrant, but he was a U.S. citizen, naturalized. So he's a citizen, guys, not even illegal. And they took him. And yeah, that was super illegal. True. Me now, I'm a liberal up here. I'm defending the constitutional rights of citizens, immigrants, both legal and illegal. And look at the conservatives; they're crying down in the comments. Wait, I'm the one who believes in protecting people's freedoms. I'm the one who believes in protecting people's rights. You guys don't. You guys are actively okay with ICE going out there and violating them. What is up, bro? Hello? 123, 123. We cannot hear you currently. Corn.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hold on a minute. Hey, what's up, Scratch?
What's up, dude? Give me a sec. I'm gonna start recording. So, dude, do you disagree?
Are you asking me if I disagree?
Yeah, I'm sure you've been listening to live a little bit. Is there something you disagree with? I've said.
Oh no, I just saw you on YouTube. I don't fully disagree. I think all the politicians are totally corrupted. So I don't know why you think taking a position on right or left even makes sense. Like they're all being bought and paid for by lobbyists.
They're all being bought and paid for by lobbyists. So I would say one thing. While I agree with you, there's corruption on all sides of the political aisle. I would be an idiot to disagree with that. The corruption that the Republicans do is like, and that Trump specifically does, is uncomparable to the left is. So like, I would cite the main case I would cite to you is the fact that Donald Trump literally tried to coup the government in 2020.
Completely tried to steal votes. I understand.
Okay, but like, what can you name something that the Democrats have done that isn't that bad? That Joe Biden did that's not that bad?
Dude, Joe Biden literally was groping children on camera.
I'm asking for corrupt action, so we can switch to something else if that's fine. This is a pivot, right? But I'm just asking, do you have any examples of Biden doing something as
you can
corrupt?
call it a pivot, but
that's alone just what it is.
Enough for me to say there's something wrong with him.
It's literally just what it is.
Corrupt. Okay, he put his son on the board of a company in Ukraine and he made millions of dollars, and he has no qualifications for it. We obviously did a coup in Ukraine in 2014 to take over and start this whole problem with Russia.
What board?
Almost every war is. I forget the name of the company. Do you want me to look it up?
You don't even know the name of the company. You don't even know what the name of the company is.
That's fine. You can sit here and ask me for specifics.
That's fine. Like you just don't like. You're talking about Burisma, right? Hunter previously did have experience on the board of a Chinese technology company. Previously did that, and he and somebody else had started up. So it's not true. He had prior experience.
That's fine.
But to be clear, even if all that was true, that's not nearly as corrupt as literally trying to overthrow our democratic institutions like Donald Trump did.
Okay, what's the point of you arguing with people? Is it for you to get to
Hmm?
the truth or for you to prove that
I'm
you're right and they're wrong? Like, what's the point of your arguments?
well, the point of my arguments. Well, the point of my arguments is to prove to the audience and the people here that my vision is correct and that yours is wrong.
Right. You want people to agree with you, and then
Yes,
what? You want them to go do some kind of activism to
activism,
get
vote,
to
go
a
on
more
vote, go
leftist
on vote, go
standing.
on. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and so what does the left believe? You think everyone should get free money, be
But
given
wait,
government
I just want you
help?
like
Like
you agree, right? If Donald Trump is more corrupt than the Democrats, then we should have an obligation to vote Democrat, right? If one side is
maybe
ostensibly more corrupt than the other, then we would want the side that's less corrupt.
I think the whole system's corrupt, man. I mean, these people have to get billions of dollars from lobbyists just to even get in front of enough masses to get millions and millions of votes. So, like, they're not going to ever let anybody become president that isn't corrupted by their
Like
agendas. Okay. And do you
you could
know
repeat
who's paying
yourself.
for this?
You could repeat
You know who these
yourself.
lobbyists are?
Wait, you can repeat yourself with the lobbyist thing, and I do think that there's a problem with lobbyists that penetrates all sides. But when it comes to things like violating our democratic institutions, that's something the Republicans have been doing for the past what it's been like it's been 8 years for the past 8 years, ostensibly. That's what
Hmm.
we're doing in 2020, and that is way more corrupt than anything Biden has ever done. And so
Okay.
I'm
What,
forced to
what
vote
leftist policies do you think are good for the country? Like,
leftist.
specifically?
Do you mean liberal or leftist?
Go ahead with liberal if you want to talk liberal. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
so like I think this is super relevant. Liberal policies that I generally agree with are like on immigration, right? I think I really like immigration coming to the country. I think it's generally beneficial. I think there's a lot of problem with immigration. I think we need to make it way easier for people to come over here into the country legally. I think we need to do some kind of amnesty policy for current illegal immigrants who have been here over 10 years. And
mhm.
then recent illegal immigrants, I think, should just be deported. So, yeah, I think that's probably my
Okay.
main
I
vision here.
agree with that. People who came here and genuinely got jobs and started working for the country and paying their taxes or whatever, yeah, they should get amnesty. I agree. And I shouldn't be running around taking people out of, farmland, like workers in farm fields and stuff, and sending them back to wherever they came from, of course. And like you said, yeah, all these people who flooded the border, but that's the problem, right? Biden came in and said everyone who's seeking asylum immediately flood the border, okay? And like millions of people came here. So he gave them all this incentive to come here, and then they paid
Yeah.
these illegals
And
money
guess,
to
wait,
fly to
wait.
different
Biden said that
states.
once. Guess which party's entire purpose it was? Literally saying the border's wide open for 4 years straight.
Go ahead, tell me.
The Republicans. So if you're going to put blame on Biden, go ahead, but you have to put way more blame on the Republicans because they were criticizing him
I
at
don't
every point, saying the border's wide open, anybody can come in.
I don't think Biden or Trump are even making all these policies. I think it's
Right?
advisors that they
But
listen to. So it's like the first week Biden came in, he signed like I don't know what 40
can you
executive
concede that
orders.
point real quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? Oh,
Can you
that
concede
the
the point right
Republicans
that the
were.
Republicans have more responsibility on their shoulders if you're saying rhetoric is why more immigrants came under Biden?
I mean, we could call it Republicans or Democrats. I can't. I don't know specifically
I
who
don't
is.
remember Biden screaming from the rooftops his entire presidency saying flood the border. I do remember Republicans saying the border's wide open every chance they got. Kamala
I know
Harris
Trump
during the
wanted to build a wall, right?
Kamala
And
Harris during the
the
political debate, during the presidential debate, literally said that like the thing that Trump would do was keep pivoting to immigration when it wasn't a relevant subject, and he literally did that multiple times. Like this has been a Republican talking point, if anything.
yeah, I mean, if we want to, I would like to pivot to something that's like that's more important, really, than all of this left right talk, because I think they give us these politicians so we feel like, oh, our grievances are aired, and we have someone to say, oh, I'm on this team, they're pushing what I want, and it's all BS. I think they're all being bought and paid for by, like I said, lobbyists. I can go back to that again. And who are these lobbyists? It's like Miriam Adelson and her husband before that gave Trump what $250 million for his last presidential election. And so, and look at APAC. I mean, you know about APAC?
I don't. Yeah. What about it? Like lobbies exist. Cool. What want me to say?
What?
Lobbyists
You know
lobbyists
about
exist.
APAC?
I know about APAC. APAC exists. What about it?
Okay, it's the only lobby that doesn't have to register under FARA, right?
No.
Okay, who else has to not, or what other lobbies don't have to register under FARA?
Any lobby that's not foreign.
That's not foreign, right? But it's the only foreign lobby. Okay,
It's,
so,
it's not a foreign lobby though. It's people here who support Israel.
but the whole idea is to support Israel, send a lot of money to Israel to back them in any way we can to like
If people wanted
basically
to
have
make a
hegemony
Canadian,
over the Middle
if
East.
Americans wanted to make a Canadian lobby where they lobbied for us supporting Canada, they could do that, and you wouldn't have to register as like a foreign lobbying group. That's how that works.
Okay, but Canadians aren't spending billions of dollars to pay politicians to push their policies for their country, are they? It's Israel. Canada's not
Literally
doing that.
all there's. I'm sure I could find Canadian lobbies.
You're sure
Like
you can, but we know for a fact that almost all of our politicians, congressmen, are being paid by APAC. So,
well, if the
I mean,
here's like I don't really care about this talking point, right? If your entire point is okay,
you
all
don't
these
care.
all no, I don't, right? If the entire talking point you're making is everybody on both sides getting paid by lobbyists and that's bad, I'm like, okay, let me concede that real
No.
quick. Taking this into again,
Okay.
okay, and then one side might be both sides might be doing that, but then the other side is literally completely against our democratic institutions. They literally tried to coup the government in 2020, and their side isn't. I have an obligation to vote for the less corrupt side, and I'm going to vote for
Right.
and that's
Less
Democrats.
corrupt.
Yes.
Right. Okay. But if any form of government is detrimental to its own ends, it's the right of the people to abolish it, right? And so we shouldn't just take the side of the less corrupt. We should actually be banding together. 90 million people should come together and say, we don't like any of what's going on here. We need policies that only help America. We're basically printing ourselves into debt slavery, sending hundreds of billions of dollars to other countries, right?
Well, then
And we'll never be
then
able
the
to pay
liberal
the
institutions have failed, right? I think the point of having like liberal institutions to vote in representatives get what you want done is that we can change that, right? Like there are people who are in powerful positions of who are in like powerful positions who are against like who want money out of politics or within that movement. Look at Pete Buttigieg, right? He's third most he's the third most popular, at least for the 2028 Democratic candidates, and his last bid for the presidency was ostensibly about getting money out of politics. Same with people like Bernie Sanders. So it's not like these people don't exist. These things are just don't have. I don't think they have the necessary support currently, right? And another thing, people
okay.
also take very black and white views to lobbying, right? Lobbying is, while I disagree with a lot how it works currently, lobbying is a necessary part of our democratic institution, right? If there's a big bill being voted on about like the coal mining industry, it'd be kind of dumb to say that coal mining companies couldn't have some kind of like say using their money to try and like say, hey, this is how this could affect us. It makes sense why you would have the system in here and like implemented
Why would you allow big corporate interests to spend billions of dollars to push policies?
because it
It should be
affects
based
them.
on
If it affects their
we're
business, it makes sense why you want them to be able to personally have to invest that, right? That's why if you're a
what
farmer and you and there's a political candidate who's running on protecting farmers and you donate to their campaign, and you're a farmer protecting your own interest. If you're a corporation and who's there's somebody who's potentially running on like what protecting like coal miners, then you're gonna in the coal mining industry, then you're gonna pay them. That's how it works. It's individual interests at the um like corporate at the corporate level. And obviously we need to
right.
limit the amount they can donate, but it's we kind of dumb to say like they shouldn't have any kind of influence.
Would it be dumb? I mean, of
Yes.
course they're going to have influence, but they shouldn't be able to pay people off to just do whatever they
And
want.
that's
That
I don't
actually
think they
goes against
should
the people's interests.
I don't think they like
I mean,
when people say lobbying groups are paying people off. Generally, that's not quite
yeah.
how it works, right? It's not that the X
Uh,
politician supports these policies to like go and do this. It's usually um whatever candidate is more likely to win would end up usually getting most of the donations.
Okay. Let's let's talk about, if you want to, what's going on with this whole Israel Gaza situation, and now
No,
Iran and
no,
Greenland and
no.
Venezuela. Oh, you don't want to. You
Huh?
don't want to
Not
talk about
no,
it. Is it
not
too controversial?
Just the Israel Palestine shit. Fuck that shit. Okay.
Too controversial for YouTube?
Hmm? No, I just don't know anything
You
about
don't
it.
want to get banned.
No, I don't know
Oh,
anything
you don't
about it.
know anything about it.
Yep.
Well, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big deal because I mean,
Not bigger
you know,
than like Ukraine or anything else.
not bigger than Ukraine, really. Have
Yes.
you seen? Have you even looked into it?
Yeah. Let's see. What, like 70,000 people have died in um the Israel-Palestine conflict. 1 million casualties so far in
Right, that's
Ukraine.
quite a bit, and I understand
I mean,
how
like,
many? A couple 100,000, right?
huh? No, 1 million now. It hit 1 million recently.
A million
Yeah.
Ukrainians.
Yep. No,
Okay.
1 million casualties, both sides.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, casualties doesn't mean deaths, though, does it? Just means
Yeah, it
people
means
severely injured, at
no,
least,
it means death or wounded.
or wounded.
You know,
So,
it's a couple.
but
I think it's like
but
500,000 dead. It's pretty bad. It's way worse
right,
than
but in the Israel,
in Israel Palestine.
okay, but we're just talking about numbers here. But you can call it worse, but it's actually just saying, "Oh, this is way worse because there's way more numbers." It's not exactly
I
fair. I
think
mean,
it's
if you
also.
look at them,
Go
well, if
ahead.
you
Yeah.
look at them in Palestine, right, decimating entire population as far as like
I
just
just, dude,
destroying the entire
I just
place.
don't know enough about Israel Palestine. Okay, I don't know enough. It's a very controversial topic. On both the liberal, on
Right,
like the Democratic side and the Republican side, people will judge you
right,
the hell out of it, and I'm not prepared to have those conversations. And I'm somebody who's honest. I'm not
right.
going to
Bury
talk
your
about
head
things
in
I
the
don't know
sand.
about.
Don't look at it, so you don't have to think about it
No, I
because
just think it's
they're
more important stuff to talk
starving
about.
people. But okay, some people might call happening over there. They would call that potentially a Holocaust, right, or a
Yeah, I think
genocide.
there's
And
probably good arguments for that. Yeah.
I would say it's just about as bad as what's going on in Ukraine. And what's going on in Ukraine, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the people of Russia. Do you think the people of Russia are just bad, or are they following orders from the top? I mean, do we hate Russians because they're
I
having a
don't
war
hate
with
I don't
Ukrainians?
hate Russians.
Well,
I don't know why
okay.
I would hate Russians.
Okay, well,
I
do
hate
you
Putin.
know Zelensky's history? Do you know about Zelensky before he was the president
He was an
or whatever?
entertainer in Russia. Yeah,
I'm sorry, what? Can
he
I
was
turn
an.
this music down? What is this music? Are
There's
you listening to
there's no
this?
music. There shouldn't be music.
Okay, why do I
Well,
have music? I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know. Anyway, um, here's the thing. Zelensky, if you look into his past, he really doesn't have any qualifications to be running Ukraine. Okay, and if you look at some of the videos of what he was doing as a so-called actor, it's pretty ridiculous. Okay, he's dancing and basically dancing around and like I don't know what you would call it, but
yeah, I said he was an
I don't know how to
entertainer.
say
Yeah.
what.
What about it?
He's obviously been installed, okay, for this war,
How was he installed?
right? I don't know as much as you may think you know about Ukraine, Russia, but there was a
Oh, I'm
coup
guessing
in
you're
Ukraine in
thinking.
2014,
Yeah, you think there's a coup because you heard the
pushed by
call.
George Soros. He was funding it,
Pushed
right?
by George
And
Soros. That's even worse. Yeah, I'm
he
guessing.
was helping fund it, right? And they were shelling their own people in Ukraine on the border of Russia, right?
Like, I would need like a source to prove they were selling their own people on the border of Russia. Oh, shelling? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, shelling.
Oh, you mean
Yes,
they're
that's what
shelling
it's
the
called.
Russian-backed separatists? Yeah, that was true.
Okay, but they were Ukrainians, right?
Yeah,
They were people within the border of Ukraine, so
guys,
they're shelling their own
they were
people.
shelling the Union was shelling the Confederates in the Civil War, but they were Americans, right? Like, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what's gonna
I mean,
happen when we have a revolution. Yeah,
all these things are very complicated, but why? What makes you instantly take Ukraine's side over Russia? I mean, why is Russia the bad guy in this?
Russia's the obvious aggressor. We should respect the sovereignty of countries, just
Obviously,
like,
why?
huh?
Why are they obviously the bad guy?
I said they're
Oh
obviously
wait,
the
okay,
aggressor. Like, as in Ukraine didn't invade Russia, Russia
the
invaded
aggressor.
Ukraine. We should respect the sovereignty of
But they
countries.
they invaded them because we were trying to bring them into NATO, which essentially means we're going to put military bases and military gear and equipment and missiles potentially in Ukraine, which is similar to what happened in the Cuban Missile Crisis, where we said, okay, we can't have
Doesn't really
Russia
make
putting
sense.
missiles.
Okay,
What?
just ru-
We can't have Russia
yeah, that
putting
was a
missiles so close to the
you
American
understand that
border.
the times were different then, right? Because now we have intercontinental ballistic missiles, so that one really doesn't fucking matter. And two, why didn't Russia
Wait, wait,
invade like
wait. There's a difference between sending intercontinental ballistic missiles, which will start an all-out war, okay, mutually assured destruction worldwide, versus having close-range missiles that you can send
if the
on the
United
border
States
and
has close
control that
range
territory.
the United States has whoa, what's wrong with that then? If the United States has like close range missiles on Russia's border, why would they feel threatened by that? Because if the U.S. does attack, then that's just going to cause an all-out nuclear war, anyways.
Not necessarily. Why would Russia? It affects their foreign policy. Why would they allow us to encroach further in closer to their border whenever we promised them we
What are
wouldn't?
we? Is the U.S. going to go to war with Russia? Like, what do you think we're going to do? What are
That's
those
pretty
missiles
much
going to
what's
do?
going on.
Okay, what do you think is going
Like,
to
I
happen
mean,
if the U.S. goes to war with Russia?
what's going to happen?
Yeah,
Well, the worst case scenario, obviously, is that it does lead to nuclear
it
war.
would
That's the
probably
worst
lead
case
to nuclear
scenario.
war if we actually went to war with Russia.
But right,
So
right.
why
But
the
we're
fuck would
basically in
Russia
a
feel
proxy
threatened?
war, right?
Why would Russia feel threatened?
What do you mean? Why would they allow us to encroach further, closer to their border? We told them that we wouldn't
Why would
even
they
go
care?
past Finland.
They have a nuclear deterrent. Why would they care? They understand that if we go to war with them, they're just going to use their nukes. We understand that too.
You could say, why would they care? But why? Putin's not just going to
Why would we
allow
go to
us
war
to
with
step
them?
it closer and closer to his border and basically take Ukraine whenever they used to be a part of
So
Soviet Union.
what it
Like, why would
seems
you allow?
okay. So what seems to me what you're saying is that actually Russia wants to have influence over Ukraine, and Russia gets really fucking mad when Ukraine, as a sovereign country, decides to side with the West more, and so then it has a big pouty fit and goes and invades Ukraine, and that's not actually encroaching on the sovereignty of Russia, but it's impeding Russian influences to meddle in Ukrainian politics.
Okay, but why would
So
Russia
yeah,
allow
okay,
us to influence Ukraine?
So I care about the sovereign
Why?
countries. I don't care, but once again, I don't even think that's
Oh,
true,
you do.
right? I don't think that's true,
You
right?
care about the sovereignty you care about the
Yes.
sovereignty of countries, but not Palestine.
I don't know enough about Palestine, dude. I don't even know if it should be a
But
sovereign
if you said
country.
you care about the sovereignty of countries, but apparently not Palestine, you're picking and choosing based
I
on
don't even know
whatever
if Palestine, like
talking about.
what we do not define as a country. Like is up to if people actually recognize it through treaties. Let's wait. I think France recognized Palestine as a country, right?
Well, Palestine was a country before 1947. Okay, late 1947, 1948, when after World War II, we
And
needed
also,
somewhere for the
I
Jewish
never made the
people to
claim.
go.
I never made the claim that I disrespect like Palestine's sovereignty. I just said I didn't know enough about it, so I don't know where you got that
Right,
claim from.
right.
So
No, no, I'm
once
just
again,
saying you said you care about the
okay,
sovereignty of countries.
why didn't Russia invade like Latvia or Lithuania when they joined NATO?
I
If
don't know
Russia,
how close are those to their
they're
border.
right on the Russian border.
Well, we told them we would not go past like Finland, I believe. I don't know specifically, but that was a long time ago. And
No,
since then, I think we
no,
go ahead.
you're thinking of the one not 1 inch eastward quote, which was said to the
Yeah.
USR, which was said to the USR in uh, private meetings with fuck all my gosh I
You
can't
can
all
go
my
and look
foreign
it up if
policy
you want here.
all my foreign policies going out the window. But it was in reference to Germany at the time, but then the USSR collapsed and it doesn't matter anymore. So
Oh, it doesn't matter just because the
yes,
USSR collapsed.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so we have been encroaching on Russia's border more and more and bringing all these countries into NATO over time, right? So, I mean, Ukraine was like the last stand for Russia. I mean, what are they going to allow us to get all the way to their border to where we just basically control the whole world and they have no
I just like
they have no
If Russia's incentive is to hold influence over Ukraine, it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they invade Latvia or Lithuania?
what is this beef with Russia to begin with? I
I'm
mean,
asking.
why
Can
do
you
we have
answer the
such a
question? Why
Oh,
wouldn't they
sorry,
invade?
what
Why
was it?
wouldn't they invade Latvia or Lithuania?
It's a good question. I don't know. I can't tell you. why. I can't, look into Putin's brain or whatever, but I just think Ukraine was like the last straw. It's like, okay, this used to be a part of Russia. You guys, they basically made a deal with us, like, as long as you don't bring them into NATO, we won't invade. And there was a deal being made, and then Boris Johnson was sent over there, and they put a stop to that, and that's when they invaded.
That's
After
not
that,
true. No, that was a year into the war, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. The quote that the peace negotiations that you're talking about were after Russia had already tried to invade, had tried to take over
yeah, but
Kiev
they didn't
and
invade as
launch a
far as they
full
were. They
scale invasion, and haven't repushed back. That was afterwards. That's not
right,
even true.
but we were trying to make peace talks, right? And
Yeah,
then
but we didn't because there's no reason to. Russia has violated all of its peace agreements in the past with Ukraine.
so let's just keep sacrificing Ukrainians
They
and
violated both Minsk Accords, and they violated the I think it was ceasefire in 2019 too under Trump. Like
oh,
that's something Zelensky literally pointed out in the like Trump meeting where he crashed out that like there's no point in making peace with Russia because they just always violate their talks or their agreements.
but okay, Ukraine's literally snatching people off the street to send them into this war, like young men of fighting age. So like, do you think that's right? I mean, what if you got snatched off the street like ICE is snatching people off the street right now and got sent to war to go fight this war for Russia for all these war hawks who don't give a shit? They're just making all these deals and sending people to go die so they can.
That's how war works. Yeah, like when the U.S. was under threat from Japan, we implemented a draft.
Yeah, it's all ridiculous.
If you're like, guys, when the sovereign country's invaded, that sovereign country will do draft. That's how the U.S. did it. Do you think like it was a good thing that we had the draft in World War II?
I don't know, man. I think we have to really go deeper into World War II and see what was actually going on because
When you say what's really okay, what do you think it was 6 million?
Well, the victors write the history.
Do you think it was like that's not true? That's not even true. No.
What's not true?
That the victors write the history in war.
No, it's not true, really.
Yeah, look at for like an example would be from the Civil War. Look at the Lost Cause myth, where the South was literally able to rewrite the history of the fact that they didn't literally fight to preserve the institution of slavery. Instead, it was for like states' rights and protecting the sovereignty of the South, and that it was ultimately a lost cause. Or look at like all the German memoirs where they literally reframed the losing World War II as it was all Hitler's fault and we didn't do anything wrong, even though a lot of the generals at the time were pushing for Operation Barbarossa, and a lot of historians bought into that, and a lot of these myths make it commonly into modern day like pop culture. Look at the movie Fury, where it depicts 5 Sherman tanks going against a Tiger tank, even though Fury itself literally had the high velocity anti-tank gun that could pierce the Tiger's armor at long range. That was also a myth that was put in by German tankers in their memoirs. Like that's not even true. So I don't know why people keep pushing. The victors don't always write the history.
Maybe not always. I'm sure there's people who are going to document things and like try to bring the truth, but everybody. If we talk about Hitler, it's like people act like he just came in and suddenly threw all the Jews into camps, right? And just
that didn't happen. First, they came in, they slowly restricted the rights of Jews. Then they labeled them. Then they sent them to ghettos. Then they started slowly shipping off the camps, and then they start being exterminated. And of course, you can't forget the genocide by bullets, where like places like Poland and the Baltic states, they would just round Jews up, shoot them, take them to put them into mass graves. Same with the Slavs in Russia. So
okay, well,
genocides are gradual processes.
Yeah, we shouldn't get into that. It's pretty touchy.
Oh, we should.
Somewhat like
dude, it was 271,000 actually. It wasn't 6 million. Like I get it, dude. Actually, if you look, there are wooden doors in the gas chambers, and why were there swimming pools at Auschwitz, bro? Like. You probably have all the common talking points. By the way, the meeting I was talking about was between James Baker and Gorbachev. And Gorbachev said after the war, in Russian news, that the 1 inch eastward didn't apply to after the USSR collapse.
I'm just not going to argue about the whole World War II thing because it's like it's so one-sided, and yeah, I'm not going to bring up all the points, but there's many instances of, let's say, Israel doing terrible things to the U.S. and receiving no repercussions at all. And now, if you see what's going on with these people,
So let's stop
they're
talking about
obviously
dude,
controlling.
dude,
What?
dude,
What? What? Go ahead.
dude.
What? Do you
Shrouded,
know
you
how
are
Israel was
somebody. No,
instated?
no, no, dude. You think that Israel is controlling both sides and both politicians. Cool. Let me
Of
accept that.
course.
Let me consider that. Take that premise as it is, right?
Are you?
Who can?
Okay.
If
Go ahead.
Donald Trump is trying to literally coup the government, and you can't point to something as bad as the Democrats said, who the fuck cares? You still need to vote Democrat.
What? Dude, hold on a minute. Forget about that. All right, they're all corrupt. Listen, do you know how Israel was instated?
I'm not talking about Israel Palestine. Like you can either engage with the point I just brought up, right? You need to vote for the lesser evil, the lesser evil of the Democrats, and try and coup the government. You can't point to something that's worse than that, and you think the corruption exists on both sides. Unless you want to engage at that point, we can end this.
Do you think Trump is just sitting around making all these decisions by himself?
No.
Do you see how? Okay, do you see how Netanyahu, right? They bombed all these people in Lebanon with
Okay.
pagers,
Does
and then
anybody
6 months later, you're gonna leave? Okay, if you can't.
I'm not leaving this chat, dude. I'm not leaving. Fuck that shit. Here.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to mute me, that's fine. I won't. We don't have to talk about Israel. That's fine.
I'm gonna kick you back in disagree. No, I'm just gonna kick you from this, not the Discord. You can stay
I'll
in
leave, bro. If you don't, if you're too scared to talk about it, I'll leave. I understand.
there. Dude, the live is about Trump. It's not about Israel Palestine.
I was just about to talk about Trump.
I was just about to talk about Trump and how Trump is controlled by Israel and how all of them are controlled by Israel. Stop talking about Trump. He just wants to talk about how the Jews control everything and how it's actually 271,000, not 6 million. Like, I don't care. Take your Groper shit somewhere else. Trying to coup the government when he runs the country, lol. There's 3 branches of government, little bro. It would be cool, dude. He'd be subverting the Democratic process as the when it comes to how that's operated through the congressional branch and judicial branch. Yep, it would be a coup. Uh, in what three branches are those? You mean what are the 3 branches? You mean legislative, judicial, and executive? Bro, my ChatGPT skills are on fire today. Holy shit! I can just somebody ask me 3 branches of government. I just fucking it all. I fucking it all. I only it's shut off the dome. Shut off the dome. Define xenophobia. Prejudice towards someone based on them being a foreign national. All of Mega talking about what were the comments? Caller seemed like he doesn't know our history. We had a draft in World War II, but most just signed up for patriotism. There you go. It comes down to trust, and every can't be trusted. Or could, but can we also see him reading? Look at his eyes. I'm playing video games. Actually, I'm gonna put up. I don't know if I can put it up on the screen. Here, I'm gonna add a game capture for just 2 seconds so we can. Here. I can't. Is it not letting me see the game capture? Like, weird. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to show you guys the game I'm playing. I'm playing Geometry Dash, if you're wondering. Never mind. $5 for playing Geometry Dash. I love ice. Lesser evil is common sense. True. ICE sucks. ICE is violating people's due process rights. They're violating people's Fourth Amendment rights. Unreasonable search and seizure. I don't think that's a good thing. People should have to. People should have their rights protected, and if ICE is doing that, then I don't support them. Yeah, and ICE is evil. ICE literally. ICE executed a man in the street. ICE point blank executed somebody for merely standing up to an ICE officer trying to. By the way, I'm gonna say this: illegally detain somebody for I don't know what it was, but interfering with ICE operations. But guys, if you disagree, once again, if you want to call in, you disagree with anything being said. Playing video games, it kind of proves my point. Host doesn't care about the conversations enough to give us full attention. Even debating and having Google up would have been better than playing a video game. I can play a video game for my own entertainment while debating. Okay, if I didn't care about the conversation, I wouldn't engage with it in the first place, dude. That's like saying listening to music while studying is not means you don't care about studying. Okay, like the video game I'm playing is easy for me to play and also like pay attention to the conversation. But guys, if you're a mega, you want to debate me, you can call in, click the link, go into Discord, hop in the channel, and we'll have a friendly disagreement. And by friendly, I mean I'll destroy you in the marketplace of free ideas. Won't even be close. Oh, I thought I. Not gonna mention that. We're not gonna mention that. We're gonna pretend like that never happened, y'all. You don't need to use full mental capacity to debate Mega. True. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all, if you like the live, like the live. If you really like the live, subscribe. If you really like the live and you want to give me some money, because I'm black and I'm very oppressed, and especially if you're white, go ahead, click on the link tree, go to my Patreon. Oh yeah, but I'm joking about the black thing, just so chat doesn't get too pissed, because I know chat doesn't like understand that. Why are we taking a drop in viewers? I don't understand. Usually have more people. I'm poor and I know scum. They will rob you and convince themselves it's justified. Negative. I got kicked out of a super Jesus room just for saying they should read the Hamid, so it's important to be able to have polite goodbye. I think it's really cool. Good job on the polite exit. You should be a lawyer. Got the brain for it. I read legal stuff all the time. So I'm doing I'm currently a history major. First semester. I want to go into like actual academics, but if that doesn't work out, or if I realize it's not gonna pay enough, I might head into law school. No, you don't. I think I got like very basic legal concepts down: plaintiff versus defendant. Um, you know, pre-trial, post-trial, motion, like the different motions that you need to file, like preliminary injunction versus a TRO, temporary restraining order, the merits you need for that, like for like a preliminary injunction, you're gonna need to be able to win on the merits of likelihood to win on the merits. You're gonna need to prove some irreparable harm. You're gonna need to prove that you are in the proper jurisdiction, and you also need to prove that you have standing. And of course, you're gonna need so. I think I like Yeah, I think I have a general idea. Not to say I couldn't be a fucking lawyer like right now. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I think if I went through undergrad, I could probably into law school and be a lawyer. So AI is generating chaos and anarchy. Oh, history matter. So would you compare ICE to Gestapo, or more like the Venetian police? I honestly don't know a lot about the Gestapo. I'm more into South American history. I don't think ICE is currently operating the Gestapo. I think it's a fine. I think it's a good analogy for like provoking people in conversations. If you want to do that, or like being like for people on street activists, I think it's a fine message. They're certainly acting more and more like the Gestapo. Uh, we have like there's a recent court case where it's still only complaint now. We'll see where it goes. They haven't even like issued a preliminary injunction. The judge, where they're alleging that ISIS just grabbed people off the street for merely looking Latino, or looking like they're Somali in Minnesota, without probable cause or reasonable suspicion, which would just be a blatant violation of their first. I'll be what? Let's see. Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, and 14th. Yeah, it'd also be a violation of Title VI because those are protected classes. You guys don't know what the Gestapo is? The Gestapo were the secret police of Nazi Germany. So their job was to, like, one of the main things they did was round up and capture, you know, uh, Jews, gay people, Romanis, people who were politically against ICE. So, well, we have ICE who are. By the way, I think this. I need to pull up the source. I'm gonna post my notes. Oh, a good thing to mention to chat. In my link tree, I actually have all my notes. I post them publicly, so all of my research that I do, you can literally find in my link tree. I have it on a website, so I do research for debates. I do general research on economics, immigration, all that. All that is on my website. You can find it in notes. I have an immigration document that's over 98 pages long by itself. So if you're wondering like where's Scratch getting this information, it's just AI and all of it. Nope, I have my own personal research notes. If you'd like that, you can go to there. So yeah. Once again, if you disagree with anything I'm saying, you can call in. There's a call in button. You guys can talk all the crap you want, but it ain't gonna change shit. Not true. The point of a First Amendment of democracy is to have a strong First Amendment so we can exchange political ideas, convince our people, and ultimately that's gonna be decisive at the voting booth at some point. Trump 2028, Trump forever. Every time I see any one of these folks, they sound so effeminate. Nice. Well, your mom likes an effeminate voice, dude. Okay, she told me that last night. I don't really get the effeminate thing either. Like, if you want to like disagree with me, fine. If you want to insult me, like, not gonna limit your right to free speech, but you're not doing anything. The question is not if Trump sucks. The question is who. Good point. Is it Bill Clinton or is it the horse? Rapist 2028. I might be a little confused here. Both is good. Hair's super itchy right now for some reason. Trump's like, yeah, he's very, very old and very orange. You guys can talk all the crap. Oh, both good. Chat rate has gone way down. Guys, let's get some likes in here. Let's chat it up. What's our average view duration looking like? 1 minute, 22 seconds. just okay. I make music. Cool. My wife is a lawyer, and you have the exact style of talking and the same kind of brain she does. So that's why I bring up you should be a lawyer. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. And Michael, if you like the live so much, I appreciate if you subscribe, and I would appreciate if you really want to. You don't have to. You could become a Patreon supporter. Alex reached for a holster. He's a hero. Renee runs over a cop. You'll say sees a hero. Sees it. Mega grammar, classic. No, but you can literally see in the video, the officer that ends up shooting Alex Preddy first is literally directly looking at the officer as he disarms Preddy, then pulls out his gun, then shoots him. So, yeah, yep, it's pretty bad, pretty bad. You look like young Diesel. Wait, Denzel Washington. Denzel, is that it? Is that it? I can't. By the way, guys, I have dyslexia, so. I just watched a movie with him last night, actually. Interesting. Do I? I'll take the compliment. I'll take it. Maybe. I guess. Maybe. I can see. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. This hair seems pretty washed to me, man. You're brainwashed. Training is so good. I don't know about the brain though. How are they supposed to know if you've got another weapon or not? What? Oh my god. I can't. I can't. A reasonable officer isn't about like the question is so if a police officer, let's pretend that you're on the ground, right, and there's the police officer sees you disarm sees you have a people, disarms you, and then you reach for the holster that he knows that he just disarmed, right? Let's pretend that happens. A reasonable officer, and this would be argued in court, would assume that this person probably doesn't have another weapon on him. They wouldn't just assume, oh, looking for another weapon, I'm gonna go and shoot him. It's not how that works. Like if I'm walking past a police officer and like I reach for my belt or reach for my pocket and he thinks I'm reaching for, you can't just say, oh, look, he must be reaching for a weapon. I'm just gonna go schmoot him. That's not what a reasonable officer would do. Oh no, laws are being forced illegally. Actually, I'm not. If ICE wants to go out there in this current administration and arrest illegals and deport them out of the country, I'm going to be against that. I think that is bad for the country, right? I think that is economically detrimental. I think that is socially and culturally detrimental. But I'm not going to contest that on a legal basis, right? That is under their jurisdiction if they want to do that. Problem is that ICE isn't doing it that illegally. They're violating people's rights. They're violating the Constitution, right? They are doing warrantless arrests. They're arresting people without probable cause on the street. They are violating people's bond hearings after they've paid for bond release after immigrants have already paid for it. They are violating people's rights as legal people here after they've literally showed identification, showed the fact they might are even on TPS, right? Temporary protected status. You can preach about how, oh, we need to enforce the law is important, but when that exact same sentiment is applied towards ICE, who is illegally trying to enforce the law, right? Not literally breaking it, then for some reason we don't care. If you care about the law, you need to be against ICE currently. If you actually care about the law, you will be condemning ICE right now. And once again, guys, and nobody else is coming to server. If you disagree, you can call in. I take call-ins. You just need to click on the link. You can come debate me. Click on the link to the Discord and join up. Debate. He's doing everything legally. No, he isn't. Greg Bavino literally said that they were doing arrests, right? They were doing arrests, warrantless arrests of immigrants without probable cause. He said they were doing it with reasonable suspicion. And the Supreme Court, in one of its most recent Supreme Court rulings, literally said the only thing you can use reasonable suspicion for, right? The only thing you can use that for is to do stops. You cannot arrest somebody with that. And Greg Bavino, the person who is overseeing ICE and CBP operations in both Minnesota and and in Los Angeles, right? Sorry, and in LA. The person who was overseeing that LA literally said that. So they're not. And then we have a case recently in a district court where they're literally like, hey, not only is Greg Ravina saying this, not only did DHS do, which is ICE and CBP are under, the press release saying that they're doing arrests with only reasonable suspicion. Now we have actual examples where ICE officers are going around and arresting people with only reasonable suspicion. That's why they fired him. That's not why they fired him, dumbass. The lawsuit was filed in September 2025. He was only fired recently. They fired him, and they didn't even fire him. Or actually, no, I'll call it firing. Yeah, I'd call it firing. Doesn't make sense that they would fire him for something that happened in September 2025. I think the more relevant thing might be the execution of Alex Preddy that happened. Oof. I know y'all are scared. We got a bunch of mega scarities in the comments. We got a bunch of mega scarities down there. Come on, coming up. I know. Look, I know you guys don't want to debate me. I know y'all are scared, but I'm a nice guy. Okay, I'm a chill guy. I'm a chill guy. Okay, y'all. We can debate. Just click the link. Click the link. Click on the pinned comment. I beg it. Click on it. We can debate. I'm not mega. I'm Republican. I know we got a bunch of scared Trump supporters down there in the comments, guys. My bad. Click the link. There's no number. Okay, I keep forgetting. There's no number, guys. I'm gonna be getting a number soon. But you had a debate and you ran. You had an audience, but you were scared to continue the conversation. So now we're just at 15 people, rambling to 15 people. First of all, dude, it's 18 right now. Okay, it went up by 2. I say 2. I went up by 3. Okay. Second of all, I wasn't scared. The topic is that Trump sucks, right? When I say Trump sucks, I mean that he's worse than the Democrats, where the Democrats would have been. And he kept trying to talk about how both sides are bad. So I'm not talking to that person. Also, he was a Holocaust denier, if you didn't notice in the last conversation. So I actually prefer not to talk with those people, unless you think talking about Holocaust denier would be productive conversation. But y'all opposition sucks worse by far. I never Trump legal opposition. Okay, then debate me, bro. Debate me. 13. See, I didn't refund anything else for the viewer count. And going down. Nope, it's going up again, bro. It's going up again. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop coping. You know, we have a Holocaust scenario right now in America. It's called abortion. True. Donald Trump of abortion. I don't have Discord, but I would debate, then get Discord. Like, I'm not going to get in numbers for a while. So, Discord. Sorry, y'all. I wonder if my brother is still currently live. Looks like my brother is live. Yeah. Are you pro-life or pro-choice? I'm pro-choice, but if you're pro-life, it should not matter which president you support. Donald Trump literally signed an executive order which increased Medicaid to IVF, in vitro fertilization, and in vitro fertilization on average kills about 10 fertilized eggs, which would be considered murder. So, yeah, if you're pro-life, you shouldn't support Trump either. You shouldn't support any side actually. Don't get Did Donald Trump get the KKK Act? What? You would choose gas prices over health care, Mega? True. Biden actually signed more permits for gas than Trump did. Just remember, the permits take 4 years to mature. So the oil that was pumping under Biden was actually via permits that were signed under Trump on federal land, and then the oil being pumped right now under Trump were signed by were permits that were signed by in Biden's administration that were on federal land. So keep that in mind. Y'all are so entertaining. Are you mind Are you mind your own business or worry about yourself? Trump eliminated nobody but himself. Trump lowered insulin prices from 1,200 to 90. Biden literally lowered drug prices, and he actually was able to get through legislation, dude. Your sibling parents. Which state has the highest property tax? Is it California? I'm not going to say it's California, right? So how you feel about Trump? Trump's really bad. Trump's bad for America, right? I think he's super corrupt. I think the actions he's taking in his administration are detrimental to the country. I think ICE is bad. I think his immigration policies are disastrous. I think that he's incompetent. I don't see any reason why I would currently support him. He's consistently violating the Constitution. I should bring that up more. I think you have deranged syndrome. No, I have specific, like, here. If people say deranged, we're just gonna go this. One of the big things that Donald Trump harped on during the election was protecting free speech, right? This has been a pivotal mega talking point. The Hunter Biden laptop, the validator of free speech of social media companies. COVID's 19 censorship on social media platforms. Donald Trump's gonna come in here and protect the First Amendment. There wasn't a singular, under the Biden administration, not a singular lawsuit on First Amendment violations that actually won, where the plaintiffs actually won, right? There were two that were filed. They never won, though. They lost on standing. In the Trump administration, there have been 4 court cases, right? 4 court cases where they have lost, right? And this is not appealable. They lost in district courts, and they did not appeal the decision on the basis of the free speech, right? They were arresting legal immigrants, detaining them on the basis of their First Amendment speech. People like Ramesa Ozturk, right? This is a one that cited an AUP v. Marco Rubio. Anybody can go look this up. It was a giant lawsuit that involved people here on student 4-year student visas and professors here on temporary 4-year work visas who were pro-Palestinian activists, and they were arrested, detained for their free speech, and they tried to remove them from the country, even though they're here illegally. You can also look at court cases like Harvard President Fellows, VHSS, and United States State Department and DOJ, where they were revoking funding for Harvard, grants and contracts, because Harvard was allowing people to express their free speech on their campus. Another violation of the First Amendment, which the court ruled. You say I have TDS? Fine. Don't listen to me. Listen to the fucking courts. Keyword illegal. They were illegal. They were illegal immigrants. I said that they were illegal immigrants here on 4-year work visas and 4-year student visas. They were legal immigrants. Like I got legal here legally. They came here legally on a 4-year visa. Like, I never said illegal. I never said illegal. The only time I said anything about illegal was the Trump administration violating their rights illegally. I never said they were illegal. Also, no one's illegal. That's dehumanizing. Yeah, the official word is actually unauthorized, but actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't like. Is that really the part? Like, are we gonna die in the hill the fact that Donald Trump is violating the First Amendment and people's rights, or are we gonna like die in a hill? Actually, saying illegal is dehumanizing. Like, we're not convincing anybody there. Like, I get the sentiment. I respect it, but just not. I don't really care. Y'all really roll with that one thing Biden done. Y'all really roll with one thing that Biden did good. What? Where do you live? Let your chat move into your house, eat your food. Oh wait, you have a front door? Huh? What? Why are people talking about illegal immigrants right now? The point I was making was about legal immigrants having their First Amendment rights violated, about Harvard and its U.S. citizen students and immigrants having legal immigrants again having their rights violated. I don't know where people started talking about illegal immigrants. So chat, try and track my arguments better. Nobody was talking about illegal immigrants. I was only ever talking about illegal immigrants in reference to the First Amendment violations. Also, the fuck, guys. Y'all, my brothers and sisters. Oh shit. My my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters. Why the fuck are we not joining? Here, I need to fix some things in my Discord server. No one should be forced to stop and identify by blue-haired thems. No one should be forced to stop and identify by blue-haired and they thems. Oh, fuck. Dyslexia has now helped me today. Sharpest orange fastest. I'm Minneapolis. 10 bills from where they just 10 bills from where they just killed Dax Pretty. Pull up. I drink 3 liters of my piss to protest administration. Okay, bro. You do you. I support. 3 blocks. Okay. Law enforcement should all identify themselves. Is failed educational system to blame for Trump supporters? don't feel like answering that question. I saw a debate, so I first go to economics. If you want to debate, you need to request up. All these pansies crying, YouTube. I don't remember when I was crying. Bunch of crybaby morons. He does like the uneducated. Are you guys gonna like? Is anybody here gonna request up? Is anybody gonna come on the panel? Is anybody going to want to engage with me in a debate? I'm back. Sorry, not come on the panel. Is anybody gonna want to click on the link, join the Discord and call in, or are we all gonna sit here and cry and complain, fans? Scratch. You are home. Use Google. Define domestic terrorism. Read the definition out loud. Bro, what? There isn't even a formal federal definition of domestic terrorist. Telmega's the definition of fascism and similarities to Trump's policies. Yeah, Trump definitely has. I'd agree for Trump's fascist tendency. So, uh, fascism is ultra nationalism, and it's also about having taking the state, right? It's about everything is advanced towards the state, and it's about the state trying to come under one, like trying to enforce one like identity for the nation, right? So everything's wrapped under the state. The state is trying to enforce like the identity of the nation, right? And when fascists say nation, right, because they're ultra nationalists, there's some racial, cultural, whatever identity that they're trying to enforce. So I think the way that Trump has these tendencies is one, his xenophobia, right? Now, I think it's pretty clear that Donald Trump think there's some kind of like American identity and he's trying to like go for that. For instance, like the comments he made about Somalians saying they need to get out of the country, even though Somalians who committed fraud and most Somalians in America are either permanent residents here or are U.S. citizens, and saying that they need to get out of our country, and saying that like you know where they come. I think he said you know where they come from. They don't come from a good country. You need to get out of the country. He obviously thinks that there needs to be like there's some American identity that they don't align with. That would be a good example. As for him being personally xenophobic, I bring up the instance in 2016 where he said that a judge ruled that he had to give money back in a civil case to people who attended Trump University, and the judge happened to be Hispanic. And Donald Trump said he lost the case because of the judge's ethnic nationality. So I put that out there for his xenophobia. As for his nationalism, I think it's pretty. His ultranationalism, I think it's pretty clear that he will, and I define ultranationalism is doing things to benefit only your country and to the detriment of others. So he's okay like doing tariffs that will ultimately be detrimental to all other countries, and he thinks will be helpful to our country, even though they're detrimental. It's detrimental to us, right? He's okay doing things like potentially invading Greenland, fucking literally cutting off our allies like Canada and the European Union. So yeah, I think there's like good examples show that those are fascist tendencies. And then we could of course point to ICE and the fact that we have lawsuits against them late racially profiling. We'll see where those go. Yeah, I think Trump has a lot of fascist tendencies. It's pretty bad. Oh, 2 hours now. 2 fucking hours. Let's look. I'm gonna check how my brother's doing. Holy shit, he's getting no viewership. Is he live on TikTok though? I'm guessing. Okay, yeah, he is. Yeah, that's where he's getting viewership. Yeah, I'm checking. You are. If you disagree and you want to debate, you guys are not joining the Discord and coming up. This guy actually thinks a cop wouldn't shoot you if you're resisting arrest. If the police officer sees another police officer disarm you from your, take the gun out of your holster, which he did. You can look at the video, and then he turns around and turns around. A reasonable officer should not shoot you. Yes, I think if a police officer sees that you get disarmed, they shouldn't shoot you. Gosh. He was illegally carrying. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna join. I'm gonna be there in a minute or two. Okay. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna end live if you aren't here by 10:20. Canada's gonna fall apart. You need an ID. You can still carry. Doesn't matter. Like doesn't matter to whether you're doing kill or not. You have to for police to use lethal force against you. They have to be like in imminent danger to cause like serious bodily harm or death. Even if you're illegally carrying a firearm, that doesn't immediately make you imminent danger to cause immediately bodily harm or death. But honestly, I don't think he was legally carrying. I'm pretty sure he had that information. But once again, literally does not matter. Dude ain't old enough to drive and he wants to debate. I'm 18, bro. I've been driving since I was 16. Oh god, about 2 years off from that little bud. Actually, I haven't been driving since I was 15. So, yeah, a little off, bro. A little off. I have a 2007 Toyota Corolla. But I was debating even before I started driving, yeah. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just regurgitate CNN. Guys, I don't regurgitate CNN. If you want to see any of my sources for any of the claims I'm making, I have notes. I do research. Okay. If you guys think what I'm saying is false, you can click on my bio. Right. You can go to my link tree. I post my notes publicly on my website. Okay. So if you want to refute anything I'm saying, if you think what I'm saying is bullshit, if you think the sources I'm using are bad, just click on my profile and go to my website. Go to the Trump section. It's called Harmful Acts in Trump's Second Administration. That's the Google Doc that I created so I could actually prove the claims I'm making here. And you guys can go read through that and say, hey, I disagree with this. I agree with this. I think this source is bad. I think this source is good. Send me a message on Discord, and we can have a talk about it, either on or off stream. And I might even edit my doc and change my opinion if I think you're right. I don't just say shit. And again, if you disagree with me, you can literally call in Discord. I have pinned the comment. It says call in here. Click on the link. It'll send you to the Discord. You can join. And yeah. Guitarist Works, I see that you joined the Discord. You need to click on the voice channel. It's called a Collins Disagreement. Disagreements. Here. I'll help you. I'll help you out, dude. I'll give you a helping hand. I thought you people were about acceptance. You scumbags killed the messenger? What? Yeah, his smarter than adult Trump supporters. Imagine having to do research. Imagine them having to do research. Yeah, he's smarter than adult Trump supporters. Imagine them having to do research. I don't know if that was in support or if that was a criticism, because it kind of worded that. Canada's gonna fall apart. Because there was an Indian group that made a claim on Canadian land. The court gave it to them. Since Canada is made up mostly indigenous land, then you see the problem. Research Yuri Benzin research Solinsky. What? Nobody wants to talk to you. I literally had a debate an hour ago, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, another TDS victim. You'll learn when you're older. We'll learn about what? That's ableist. I don't give a fuck. Regarded. Are you a socialist? Yes. I am a market socialist. Oh.
Hey, bro.
What's
set.
up? What's up? What do you disagree with?
All right. So, which one do you want to discuss first, specifically?
What I discuss first?
Like, I'm giving you a chance to pick because I don't know. I don't have any caffeine in my system right now. I run mostly off of coffee.
I'm pretty sure the first thing I talked about in the live was about how I don't support ICE currently.
Okay, now part of that I can understand, but notice how the only places that are getting resistance is up in Minnesota. Tim Walz has already been proven to be inciting anti-ICE violence. Notice how down here in the South we have basically no problems.
Yeah. Notice how ICE is doing operations in Minnesota and Los Angeles. So they're resisting them.
Doing operations. They're doing operations pretty much the entire U.S.
The major operations that Greg Bovino was specifically assigned to as commander at large between CBP and ICE were specifically in like these major Democratic cities, right? The entire Somali fraud thing Trump responded to by sending ICE to Minneapolis. So yeah, that's why people are resisting. Also, there's Democrats there, and Democrats care about protecting immigrants in the community. So yeah. Also,
something I find funny.
Huh? Yeah.
Here's something I find funny is no. Here's something. Dang it! Hold on. Let me think for a sec. Notice how they always had illegals voting for the Democrats almost every time, but then I guarantee you, the moment that they start voting for Republicans, and the Democrats will want to ban them. They're hypocritical like that.
Can you show me that illegals have voted and that Democrats have purposely been sending in immigrants to vote in elections? What evidence do you have for that?
We got the Biden presidency for one. If you look at the polls total, then Notice how most of them are almost always going to be either illegals or liberals.
Okay.
That's one
I
thing.
wanna ask.
Then,
I'm gonna ask the same question. What evidence do we have? What evidence do we have that Biden purposely shipped in illegals to vote?
How do I put this? Notice the pattern how he let in so many illegals, and then notice how many votes he got at that point.
I thought he lost the election. Think
I
Kamala
need
Harris get
coffee.
less? Think Kamala Harris get less votes than Biden?
Hold on, let me go grab a Coke real quick. I'll be right
Doesn't
back.
make it. That make
I
any
need caffeine.
sense? That makes any sense, bro. Sorry.
Like I said, just give me a quick second. Let
Okay.
me wake up my
Go
mind.
ahead. Oh, he thinks illegals can vote. Genius. Yeah, true. This is like we're challenging on just the base claims, okay? I could there's many points we could challenge. We could say I could challenge the fact that like I don't even think that many illegals came into the country in the first place. I don't think massive amounts of them came in. I could during Biden's presidency, being challenged the fact that like illegals in the first place can't vote. Yeah. But right now, I'm just like, what's the evidence that Biden purposely shipped in illegals to vote? By the way, all there isn't any. Just conspiracy theory bullshit.
Give me a sec. I've got an old memory popping in my head.
About what?
Let me think. Whenever I was listening to some of my mom and dad's conversations.
I don't think you should be using your
What
mom and
was
dad's
it?
conversations as evidence.
No, hold on. They did bring up a good point though. See, it's that whole what was it? What did they call it whenever people owe somebody or feel like they owe somebody and then try to pay it back in return? I don't remember the exact word for it, but that's pretty much the whole idea of it.
They owe somebody and they try and pay it back in return.
Biden allows them to come into the U.S. from as a safe haven or something, right? For
guilt?
basically no price at all. Guilt, whatever it's called. My point being is that they end up coming back as that and end up voting for him.
Yeah, so what's the evidence that he purposely let in immigrants to vote for him?
I would send you a screenshot right now, but I ain't got a laptop.
Screenshot of what?
I've got an Xbox. The patterns, dude. The patterns.
What patterns?
Oh my god.
Like patterns of what? Like you just have like I get you're a conspiracy theorist. Like you're saying, oh my, all these illegals coming into the country, they must be vote like you would have the amount you have to prove one that there's like a concerted effort to allow illegal immigrants to vote by specifically coming down from Joe Biden. You then also have to prove that Joe Biden is purposely bringing immigrants to vote. You'd also have to prove that massive amounts of legal immigrants are coming into the country under Biden's presidency. I don't think you have.
They were during the Biden presidency.
So look, and
they were during the Biden presidency. They had.
I'm gonna allow you to move off this point. Okay.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick. All right. Are you one of those people that tries to base everything in their life off of proof?
Everything in their life off of proof?
Are you one of those people that tries to base everything in their... Okay, I can't remember the name of the channel, but there's this dude, he keeps doing Christian debates and all that. You can't exactly base your life 100% off of proof. You can base it off of evidence, and the evidence points to a common conclusion 9 times out of 10.
What do you think proof is?
If it was based off 100% proof, if it was based off 100% proof, then prove to me that... Oh my god, bro.
What is proof as evidence?
Let me ask you this. Hold on. What is, if you say that you can base your entire life off proof, right? How did you see that rally where Trump almost got assassinated?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some people try to say that it was a setup. Others have already described it as an act of divine intervention, right? Because everybody knows that God's got him on a mission. But
I don't know.
If it was set up, what's the proof? My point exactly. You can't base everything off of proof. You can base it off of evidence and evidence only at the most.
No, you literally. What's the evidence he's on a divine mission?
Oh my. You notice how bad our economy was during the Biden
Yeah,
presidency?
dude,
Hold
like,
on,
come
hold on.
on, bro. Come on. Like, I understand what you're trying.
You can't
I
base off
think.
of
Yeah, let me try and steal my argument. You're trying to say that proof is like you have almost definitive evidence or something, and evidence is just like things that could imply that this thing is happening. But the problem is that when you're making extremely strong claims, like if I did this, you're gonna need some kind of proof. You can't just use evidence. Otherwise, right? So somebody could say, right, this is why we have things like called logical fallacies, right? So somebody could say, hey guys, look at the fact that like I think it's butter sales um uh, track closely with the suicide rate in America. It's like, wow, that's true. That's true. That could be a piece of evidence that the more people buy butter, that the more
but
suicide.
you've also got to look at the
Give me a
psychology.
sec. That the more suicide is because there's a correlation, but that doesn't necessarily mean there could be a cause. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a causal reason for it. Sometimes it's just happened to line up with that, right? So that's why oftentimes, especially when making very lofty political claims, we need some proof. I'm not going to allow you to sit up here and make conspiracy theories, right? A piece of evidence could point to multiple options for things. Could it be that Biden let it in? Sorry, could it be that Biden let in more? And I'll just say immigrants because we just give they're legal or not. Let in more immigrants to vote. Yes. It also be that he let them in because he wanted to implement some kind of humanitarian programs for them because he thought these people were generally in like fear of prosecution. Yes, and he explicitly stated that. So what I would say in that case is that hey, by like the executive orders that he signed and by the specific reason that he is given for why he's doing the CHMV program, giving TPS to immigrants, giving parole, we have proof that he's doing it because he believes in the system of legal immigration and believes in the system of immigrants coming to the country and pursuing the American dream. Well, and that's what the evidence is actually pointing towards. So, right,
Okay, now hold on a sec. Here's where you missed the point with the suicide rates thing that you mentioned earlier. That's related mostly to psychology, not butter sales. I see what point you were trying to make, but I mean, it's two completely different topics. So here's my thoughts. All right.
no, dude, here,
I'm gonna
watch
tell you
this.
what.
No, watch this. Let me be two like
Hold on,
one.
hold on.
No, no, let me be you here. You see, actually, the secret lobbying companies are probably putting chemicals in the butter, which causes people to kill themselves more, right? So this is why
Well,
we
guess
see a
what? They
correlation. This is
got
why we see a
chemicals in the food
correlation.
anyway.
It's like, wait, do you actually have proof that
Bro,
they're doing that?
Cheerios.
I don't have proof, but
The
this could be a
children's
piece of
cereal called
evidence that leads to my
Cheerios has
conclusion.
fucking
So wait,
glyphosate in it.
dude, what you're doing, you have a pre-established conclusion in your head, right? You don't have all the evidence to prove that.
I'm
and
not
so you're
even
taking
kidding about this
you're
one
taking
though.
specific piece of evidence that could
Okay,
prove
you want
that
hold
to
on.
use it. This you're just
I'll
this
tell
is
you
called
what.
you're
I'm gonna
conspiracy
go to
theorist. You
sleep.
don't
I'm gonna call
actually
you
have.
back in the morning after I've had some coffee. All right.
Go ahead, dude.
I'm gonna go to sleep and call you back after I have some coffee in my morning. All right.
Go ahead, dude.
Like I said,
I don't know what is it.
Hi.
What is it?
Can you apologize?
For what?
Bullying me for being employed, you fucking lazy black ass bitch.
Nope. Fuck you, lazy.
Alright.
By the way,
I
you
don't
need
even
to
get
on my
wages,
live.
bitch.
You need to put a trigger warning for that.
For being French?
Huh? No, before saying employed. Okay, a lot of very
True, your
fragile
entire chat
chatters.
is employed. Yeah, I've seen your chat. They're so fucking unemployed.
My entire chat is retired. Okay, I don't know what we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
bunch of boomers calling you the N-word, true.
They're retired. Yeah, we need a trigger warning before employed. Okay, y'all. Trash caller. True. Jack got mad at the caller.
Wait, which one?
The last caller had a.
True. So have you
I'm
done any
retired.
research on the Fourth Amendment stuff?
Oh, sorry, Michael. He arguing I need attention. So by letting them and the country, they'll do a favor to vote a certain way. That's like most of America, though. That's like, yeah. Uh, are you thinking of the word favor? True. Michael. Okay, we love you. How many chocolate bars for the person for some prison head? Asking for a friend, thanks.
Yeah, Scratch. What's the response?
Uh, I'm gonna say 2 squares of chocolate from a chocolate bar.
Damn. Bro's doing the God's work.
Yeah, I'm doing charity out here. Best I can do is half a bar. Oh my god.
Wait, how many COVID jabs did you get? I want to know how much longer you have left, Scratch. What? You guys didn't take the Trump vaccine? The fuck?
Damn, Scratch, your head game is awful. 2 squares. Damn.
True. Too much teeth. I keep telling that, man.
Shit, how can I do it better next time? What do you think the suggestions? My gay
Just
reflex.
relax your throat and look at me in the eyes.
Okay, I'll try it next time.
Thanks.
I feel so sorry for Scratch. He really has a self-supporting delusion that I'm good at giving head. True. And it'll take a long time ever to grow out of it. True.
Dude, I really love when I just go on fucking
He
YouTube
said 2
Shorts,
squares. I
see a
think they're
live, and I'm
making
like,
a
oh my god, this guy's
fucking
barely
profit on that
18.
deal. Then Matt and get like an extra 4 or 5 squares on that bar. I think you can do a better job arguing a guy that's trying to remember conversations his parents had. True.
Voice scratch, suction, stroke, saliva. Remember the 3 S's.
Suction strokes. Holy shit, you're funny, bro. Damn.
That's
The
my
4
good
S's
idea.
actually. Suction. Wait, what was it? Suction, stroke, saliva, scratch.
Bro's like a double SS.
True. I love the SS. The you look like the
Clever.
you look like the young MJ. Nice fro. Dun 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 dun. And I did it to myself. Me around.
The fuck
This
are you
pretty
doing?
face is all I need. I'm MJ, bro. That's what the comment said. Timu Jackson. Bro's
Whatever.
cooking me. Come on. Bro.
Did you get any good debates from
Absolutely not.
switching to YouTube? Duh.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. What do you mean?
I wonder if my lighting would be better if I turned on the overhead light. No, it wouldn't. I did that, and it just fucking blinded me out. Oh shit, my light fucking died. That sucks. Give me a sec. Very possible, true. In most cases, he has seemingly clear cause of ADD. No, I don't have ADD. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Me, ADD? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Okay? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember the three S's.
True. Also, did you get more popular with your appearance on Destiny?
Oh, bro, I got so much more popular, okay?
That's too
Who's
much
it?
traction.
Who
Like,
is this kid? Is he even 14?
yeah, I mean, when he posted that video, like literally all the comments are about you.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Holy fuck, this guy looks like he doesn't get any hugs. Holy fuck, he's speechless. Holy fuck, he's like 14.
Bro, I'm not like I know you're rage baiting me. I know you're rage baiting me.
What do you mean? I will
What do you mean?
never do that perfectly.
You would never rage bait me. You're right.
I will never. Okay.
Oh, the vegan games debate was funny.
I wonder if Menor is going to be willing to have a second debate with me.
Did you see the video where it's like, I'm gonna stop yelling or whatever?
Yeah, I called him out in DMs. I was like, I broke you. And I did.
Did Destiny even upload that video what I was in?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's like the third from last. It's like the third most read.
Is it on Late
It's
Night Destiny? Where is it? I can't even see it.
no, it's the third on the YouTube channel, Dumbass. Like lock in.
Debater loses it after Destiny calls out mega hypocrisy. He debated RC. RC using the. That's hilarious.
I think that they just
Alright, I'm gonna mute this shit. That's funny. Oh, Destiny mentioned you. Congrats. You must have been more shocked than Hassan's dog. Bro, just doing bangers out here.
I still don't know what you try to do on Destinies. Like holy fuck.
I wasn't trying to do anything. What fucking screwed
You
me?
you literally said low Kirk in your league to Destiny.
Yeah, I don't regret that one. That was funny as hell.
You look so fucking I saw it, I was like, what the fuck?
I agree. Who was like, what the fuck?
Why?
Bro, I don't even know. Okay, you know what? I came backstage because I wondered what the fuck was going on, right? So I come back there. And I turn my camera. I'm like, Scratcher's testing out your mic. And I did my mic. I'm like, okay, you're good. And there's like, I thought there was a line. You know how there's usually a line to like talk to Destiny on Wix thing? Literally, 5 seconds, he fucking pulls me up on there. I'm like, oh, I'm here now, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a skill issue.
If you can't think of a pickup line for a girl who's got the name Destiny, then you are just an idiot. True.
I think
Low Kirk
Scratch, I think
Kenny
the
only.
is that not that it's that Destiny is a black.
Oh
curse
no!
now,
Oh
and you
no!
both
Oh
are snow
no! I
bunnies.
can't believe it. I can't believe it actually went up there. I can't believe it actually went up there. The heck?
What?
I can't believe it. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Huh?
No, I'm just mad at myself. I'm just mad at myself. Don't even. It's fine. Is my camera gonna work in here? No, I wouldn't, because OBS is on.
Whatever that means, log up.
You know OBS?
You just made that word up.
Nah, okay, bro.
Okay. Anyway, did you do any research on the ICE 410 Amendment stuff?
Like what specifically?
Like what case law is established? Because all I know right now is United States v. District Court of Michigan.
Like the bond hearing things? Or
Now I'm talking about breaking into someone's home without a judicial warrant.
oh yeah, I did some research, yeah.
Yeah, because I think there was like case law from the fucking 70s about using an administrative warrant to put wires into someone's home, like a wiretap, and they established that this was unconstitutional
Is it Supreme Court?
because
Or
it wasn't a judicial one, just an administrative one.
by the way, if you disagree, call in. Donald Trump is violating your 14th Amendment rights by going to people's houses with administrative warrants. The reality is that administrative warrants are literally just like internal.
Did you say
sign-offs.
14th?
Huh? 14th?
It's 4th.
You said 14th.
No, holy fuck, Scratch, lock in.
You said 14th.
Even then, even okay, I didn't misspeak. Even assuming that I did, you should have called me out.
Yeah, because fourth is unreasonable search of persons.
Search and seizure.
And
If you
and
break into
seizure.
someone's home, that's a seizure or a search that has to be justified with a judicial warrant.
That would also be in violation of due process, but whatever.
No. And by the way, if it was
the due process that isn't the due process that you get,
Scratch.
yeah.
Federal due process is under the 5th. State due process is under the 14th. So even then, you're wrong. What I say is breaking is in the Bill of Rights.
Where does it say?
Lock in.
Where does it say in the 14th Amendment that the due process clause
No
only
state
applies to the
shall
states?
deny.
Huh?
No, it says no state. The 14th is state due process
Oh,
in section 1. Like, God damn it, Scratch. Log in. Log in.
nor deny any person with interest in equal protection under the laws. Let's see, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject in their are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive life. The Fourth Amendment Due Process Clause provides that no state should deprive due process law. The Supreme Court has applied the clause to two main contexts. First, the court has constructed the clause to provide protections that are similar to the Fifth Amendment due process clause, except while the Fifth Amendment applies to federal actions, Fourth Amendment binds the states. Wait, then why were people bringing up the 14th? Why were people bringing up the 14th when it came to the AEA?
Birthright citizenship? Yeah, you guys did. You were wrong. It was the 5th Amendment.
So you were wrong too.
I'm pretty sure it was like the first one in the coalition to call that out.
But you were wrong.
Yeah, I'm a
Cool.
fucking
Cool.
foreigner.
Glad we know that.
It's been 6 months. I've corrected myself for 6 months.
Glad we know that. And you're lying about the timelines too, again. Damn.
Ow. Ow.
Because I said so.
Yep, no argument. You know what? Trump should import more foreigners and deport the blacks. That's what
The
we
fifth is
need.
incorporated into the 14th.
Source YouTube comments. True.
Source of the YouTube
Like they
comments,
essentially
true.
make the fifth apply to the states. That's essentially it. Also, oh my god, I can't believe I was bullying Cringy this week for not understanding what due process was. You're worse.
How?
You didn't know what established due process rights by the federal government. Scratch, lock in, lock in.
Bro, I'm cocked and I'm locked. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. You need to lock in. You need to not misspeak. Okay, little bro.
All right, little guy.
Ilgup.
Yep.
Wait, well, how are you
Yeah,
bullying
Ilgup.
Cringy for not knowing what due process was? What's Cringy saying?
No, I was calling out the fact that he spent like more than a month debating about due process without understanding what due process even meant, and 2 months talking about JGGV Trump without even reading the case.
I don't know. He's pretty locked in on that now. So
Yeah, because we had to bully the fuck out of
you did bully
just
me.
like we need to with you. Yep.
You don't need to bully me, bro.
I mean, I think
I don't know why
I
you're
do.
acting like you're a lawyer though. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
I'm acting like a lawyer by telling you what the Bill of Rights is. True.
Wait, is the 14th Amendment in the Bill of Rights?
No, I'm telling you that the Fifth Amendment is what establishes due
Oh,
process. Federal.
lock in, lock in.
Yeah, Scratch. It's
Lock
almost as
in.
I wasn't talking about the fucking 14th Amendment. I was talking
Lock
about the
in,
5th.
lock in, lock in. You're talking about the 14th and the 5th, dumbass.
Yeah, it's a tracking issue on your part. I'm sorry. I think it's a tracking issue.
No, trucking error on your part. You need to lock in, look up.
Hey, Siri, can you pull up the World IQ map?
Oh my fucking god. Clear. I meant, don't do that. Low IQ mega caller? You're not even mega. You're a low
I
IQ
am
mega
a
caller.
low IQ mega caller.
True.
I love Trump. He supports the brown migrants. I'm sorry, illegal
I'm pretty sure the
migrants.
state can mean the federal state too. Probably.
What'd you say?
I'm pretty sure
What?
the state can be the federal state too.
No, it's no. When they say state, they're talking about the. Why would they mean the federal government? The Fifth
would just
Amendment
kinda be
already
implied.
existed. No, it's the Fifth Amendment already existed. The problem was that you initially the Bill of Rights didn't apply to the states. Also, just doing a test, vindictive prosecution is a violation of which amendment?
Vindictive prosecution of somebody?
Yeah, by the DOJ.
Wouldn't that be Eighth Amendment?
What is the Eighth Amendment?
Am I going insane here? Cruel and unusual punishment?
Yeah,
Was I right?
vindictive prosecution is without punishment because the trial is before the sentencing. So no, it's not the Eighth Amendment.
Okay. So which one is it? Go ahead.
It's the fifth. It's a violation of due process. You're entitled to a neutral prosecution, so vindictive prosecution is a violation of your due process rights. So there's a case that every time that Trump directs vindictive prosecution, it's a felony. It's Title 18. Yeah, it's 18 USC 241.
Wait,
Conspiracy against rights. There's
what case
something that John Lennon.
established that vindictive prosecution is under the Fifth Amendment?
I don't know. I was thinking about it with Dripnos last
I
night.
guess it would make. Oh, okay. Tripnos is right then. I'm just gonna assume that.
Yeah. No, I mean it makes sense. That's why the cases got dismissed. Why do you think it's a motion to dismiss?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm actually like,
Oh fuck.
what kind of evidence is it? Enough evidence in court to if like you're just if you're just walking on the street and like ICE picks you up for no reason, like ICE comes up to you, says, "Bro, you're black and have a big forehead. You must be Somalian and illegal." And then you like show them your passport and your documents, and then they just like start beating you up and throw you into the back of a car, put you in detention for a couple days, and then like release you. And you never got any of them like camera or video. Like, how do you even prove that?
Bruises, witnesses. I mean, it's like sexual assault. It's pretty fucking hard to prove in court because most of the time it's only two people, the victim and the defendant, and one will say something and the other will say the exact opposite. So sometimes you're just fucked. And it will mostly be circumstantial evidence like bruises, people testifying that that's the last time that they saw you, and like somebody can say, yeah, I saw this guy with bruises afterwards. And
Well, it is
It's-
civil, right?
what do you mean
So-
civil?
Like, if you're saying, like, if you're alleging, like the case I was looking at was like alleging, I think it was like Title VI violations on the basis of like discrimination against race, and then also violations of due process because they were arresting them without probable cause or reasonable suspicion.
Fourth Amendment? No, that's the Fourth Amendment. When you're arrested, you're seized by the government, so it's under the Fourth Amendment.
Sorry, it'll be Fourth and Fifth Amendment. Sorry.
Fifth Amendment. I don't even know if it will be the
Wouldn't
fifth.
isn't it the due process under the law that like if cops are gonna arrest you that
Yeah, but
they need
arrest
probable
is more.
cause?
I'm pretty sure that arrests and searches are both under the Fourth Amendment. Due process would be more like your criminal indictment, your trial.
Okay, so you're
things
saying
like that.
due process starts after you've like been charged, basically, or after the government
Yeah, like
alleges that
for
you've done
example, that's
something
why
wrong.
the minimum due process is like notice and ability to challenge. So like once you're detained, can you challenge your detention? The government has to tell you what are your rights and how can you exercise them. Like I'm pretty sure that any arrest, like the moment that the government like stops you and you're being detained, it's considered a seizure under the Constitution.
No, not when you're being detained. No, sorry, not when you're being stopped. When you're being arrested.
Now, when you're stopped, you're being seized.
So like,
Like the government is seizing your person.
wait, that's if the police officer doesn't read your Miranda rights if they're merely stopping you to ask you questions. Do they?
Say that again?
Like if ICE just stops you to ask, like if ICE builds reasonable suspicion to come up to you and stop you, do they need to tell you what your rights are?
No.
Okay, so would it be, so it's not stops, it would be when they get probable cause to arrest you then you probably,
Yeah, but that's not really related to due process.
okay, but you said
Like when you're stopped.
they have to tell you rights after seizure.
No, essentially the cops can only tell you your rights once you're being detained at the police station. Like it's a myth that if you're arrested and put in the cop car before they tell you your rights, that's false. It's like once you're like at the police station that they have to tell you your rights so you can
Yeah, so,
challenge
like,
your detention.
For immigration, it's at the master calendar hearing usually that they tell you that the judge will tell you your rights, and then they'll also tell you like what options you have to seek protection from removal under like the Convention of Torture or a withholding removal order or asylum. or TPS.
Yeah.
Or parole.
Like it really seems like in the street, any action by the government towards you is like under the Fourth Amendment. Like when you're killed, that's a seize. Like they're seizing your soul, I guess.
They're seizing your persons.
That's how it's considered important. Yeah.
Because the Constitution implies self-ownership.
Yeah. That's why I don't trust the government. They want to seize my beautiful French ass. Also, what the fuck are your comments? I say use lead. Save the deportation cost.
Fucking no, bro.
Deporting is being too nice in my opinion. These fucking LARPers, holy fuck. Who's a good edgy boy?
Here, if you're so smart, Poutine, you'll be able to tell me what let's see, 1226 of the INA is. That's gonna be 8 USC.
Am I cutting out? What?
8 USC 11. Sorry, 8 USC 1226 at the INA.
1226. Sorry, you. Okay, now I'm good. Now I'm good. You said I heard like SC 1226.
1226.
Yeah, that's how they can apprehend and detain immigrants. That's like that section of the INA.
And
What do you mean? And like, do you want subsection A, B, or C?
what's the first thing it talks about?
Like section A?
Bond. It also talks about bond, bro.
Which
In A.
okay, so under section A, the
It's
bond is at least like 1.5 thousand.
Yeah, under section A.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, under section A.
Yeah. What's your point?
Yeah, so it was about bond, and then it was also about how they can arrest.
Yeah, it's about arrest. Yeah, section A is literally like arrest, detention, and it's arrest, detention, released. ADR.
And bond.
You didn't
And
know
bond.
that?
I didn't know that. That's why I asked you what it was.
Yeah, but yeah, bond. Yes, bond is under released. A to A. You didn't know that?
I did know that. That's why I asked you about it.
Scratch. I literally remember like know the entire INA by heart.
Nah.
Or maybe I'm on my fucking computer, so don't ask me questions when I'm just
Okay.
looking it up on the spot.
Okay. How about 1225? 1, 2, 3, rise, 7, 8. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
No,
Hey,
okay.
USC 1225.
You fucker, yeah. Yeah, you fucker, keep serving me.
Question
You fucker.
officers, expedited removal of inadmissible arriving aliens referred for a By the way, it's not even the first time I've been doing that. You were like, since you know not this good, what subsection of the INA does say that? And I just looked it up, and I was like, when I was looking it up, I was like, wait, I'm cutting out. What do you say, Scratch for this? You fell for it like twice. Like, yeah,
Fuck you.
you're
Fuck
pretty
you.
dumb. Thank you, bitch.
Okay, Wagey.
The guy on the phone call is condescending. I'm sorry, my baby girl Scratch.
True. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. How many? What were we? We streamed a while. We got almost 300 views. 3,000.
3,000 or 300?